everybody. Welcome back to Brit and Jacob the Movies. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Britton.
And I'm the guest star, Raymond.
Yes, returning guest. Please welcome back film aficionado and stand-up comedian Raymond Watt. Raymond, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. How you doing?
Doing great, too. Glad to have you back on here again.
Great to be back.
We're talking about a much different film than Persona this week, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, much different. It's a much more well-known film, but it's also a classic, just in a different way. But it is a classic.
Yes. And what we are talking about today is Home Alone.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
One of the best Christmas films ever made.
Yes,
it is my personal favorite Christmas film.
I'm more partial to It's a Wonderful Life, but that's just me. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life, of course, but like your favorite doesn't always equal what you think is the greatest.
Yeah, no.
Mine is Jingle All the Way. I don't care.
I unironically love Jingle All the Way.
I haven't seen that film in a long time.
You know what's funny? I mean, you were talking about Die Hard the other day. You should have made a debate. Which Christmas movie has a bigger body count? Die Hard or Jingle All the Way?
That's some competition right
Yeah,
there.
no, it's... Yeah,
Dude,
I'd probably say Jingle All the Way.
I think it holds up. I mean, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sinbad, Phil Hartman, none of them look embarrassed to be here. They all give it all.
Yep. That's exactly why I love Jingle All the Way.
Oh.
Yeah. I feel so fucking bad for Jake Lloyd, though.
Oh, God, yeah. You got black. That beautiful Star Wars fan base that loves to just get angry.
I mean, dude, yeah. So much of the reason why the sequel trilogy turned out the way it did is because of the annoying fan base, in my opinion.
Yep.
Like, you bitch about Rise of Skywalker for being too fan servicey, but like, well, dude, you bitch so much about Last Jedi. I don't really blame the filmmakers for taking that direction.
Well, to quote the great Chris Stuckman, nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans do.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize that quote came from him, but yeah, he's definitely right there.
But we are talking about Home Alone. I really enjoyed this film. I actually like penned a short review of this film last Christmas, or written. I'll link it below if you want to read it. But yeah, I enjoy this film. It's got a lot. It's got a lot going for it. Also, I'm a big fan of slapstick, and this just has some of the best live-action slapstick I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, of course it holds up. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, you do have to wait for the climax, but that whole build-up is worth it.
Oh yeah, great stuff. And I do like Home Alone 2, but this one is just, oh yeah, I love it.
Home Alone 2, like, I mean, obviously Home Alone 2 isn't as good as the first one, but I actually think the jokes might be funnier.
Yeah, also has Tim Curry in it. Can't beat that.
Pennywise.
Oh yeah, Tim Curry. I even have a good joke about Home Alone 2. You know what's funny? You guys want to hear it?
Shoot,
Please
man.
It's funny. When you watch Home Alone 2, there's one scene in Home Alone 2 that has aged really poorly. It's not Donald Trump's cameo. I love that scene. But you see Kevin McAllister on top of the World Trade Centers in like the whole sightseeing montage. And I just hate being reminded of 9/11. And what's worse is you see like this very long, wide panty shot of the Twin Towers. And I'm like,
jeez.
Oh, come on. I don't want to think about 9/11. Can you cut to anything else? Anything. Cut to anything that doesn't remind me of 9/11.
Hasn't aged
And the very next shot it cuts to after that, a sign that says airport security.
Oh my god. I totally forgot about that.
Watch the movie. Twin Towers followed by a sign that says airport security.
Oh jeez. That's
literally the next thing it cuts to.
Oh my good lord. No, but Home Alone, great film. I'm a big fan of it. Also made, I think this is the movie that made Macaulay Culkin's career, if I remember right.
I mean, he was in Uncle Buck the year before, but this is what made him like an A-lister.
Yeah, that's fair. I haven't actually seen Uncle Buck except for the scene when
I've seen it once a while ago. I remember liking it.
John Candy gets mad at the lady with the mole and just goes, "Why don't you go downtown and have a rat gnaw that thing off your face?" And the lady just gets really offended.
I mean, hell, John Candy's in this movie too.
Oh yeah, he's in this movie for a couple of minutes. It's a lot of fun.
I know. I mean, God bless John Candy. Rest in peace.
I know.
Rest in peace, here.
I know. It's one of those. It's really sad he went.
But
Didn't go from drugs. He just had a heart attack.
If he survived, I could see him like getting older and doing more dramatic work and even winning an Oscar. I could see that happening.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Awesome.
I mean, he was in JFK and he was great in that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen JFK in a while. I'm not a big Oliver Stone fan.
I mean, I'm not a fan of his politics, but at his prime, he made amazing movies.
Oh yeah, Platoon is fantastic. I still enjoy that movie. Like,
Why is it that most...
Salvador, which came out the same year, that's very underappreciated.
I haven't actually seen that one.
Very underrated.
It's funny that most comedians are better at dramatic roles, for me personally.
Well, I mean, comedy's pretty
Adam
hard.
Sandler, of course. Adam Sandler's kind of the obvious example. Like, Adam Sandler should only do dramatic roles, in my opinion.
Yeah, he did like a sports thing. I don't know what it's called. The name has slipped me at the
Hustle.
moment.
I haven't seen that yet.
Hustle? Yeah, I heard that's really good.
Hustle. I mean, Uncut Gems, I rewatched that recently. That's pretty legit.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Though,
I mean...
though my favorite...
He was definitely deserving of an Oscar. I mean, I can kind of understand why the Academy didn't nominate him, but he definitely was deserving of a nomination.
I agree.
Though, if it were up to me, I actually like Punch Drunk Love the best from him. It's a great movie. For me, anyway.
It's not bad. I mean, I enjoy it, but I don't think it's one of PTA's best.
Then again, I'm a big PTA fan, so I'm probably biased there. I actually just saw Licorice Pizza the other day.
Oh, Licorice Pizza. What'd you think of that?
Solid, though. The age gap romance, I was kind of like,
I mean, the actors are probably more or less the same age.
Yeah, no, and Philip Seymour Hoffman's kid, he looks a lot like his old man. So
a lot like him.
I mean, you can't complain. I mean, just to have, I mean, rest in peace, Robin Williams. But I felt more sad when Philip Seymour Hoffman died.
Oh yeah, that was
a connection to him.
Great loss.
That was like so sad. Like, I'm just glad to see his legacy live on in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Rest in peace, John Candy.
So many people have died. Wait, who else did you say?
John Hurd, who played the father in Home Alone.
Oh yeah, he did. And John Hughes. I think he's passed on now.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's funny. There's this very hilarious Home Alone meme. Like, the first picture was, how did Kevin McAllister's dad afford this really nice house and was able to take the whole family to Paris? And then the next picture is a picture of John Hurd with Tony Soprano. It was like, oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's good. I totally forgot he was in The Sopranos for a little bit.
Dude, he got an Emmy nomination for like being in the first season.
Yeah, he was the detective. Yeah, I'm like,
Vin Makazian, but busy brother.
Yeah, that was But yeah, Home Alone, great movie. We get to see Joe Pesci not play a demented gangster, play a crazed gangster.
I think I saw some interview, like, it was so hard for Joe Pesci not to swear.
Yeah.
Gibberish.
Yeah. Yeah, he actually shows a lot of great comedic chops in this movie. I mean, I really enjoy him in this.
You could say he did in Home Alone as well.
What?
You could say he did in Home Alone in Goodfellas as well.
Oh, well, yeah, Goodfellas, he did that as well, but he's really great in Home Alone. Him and Daniel Stern's chemistry is undeniable.
Oh, yeah. But what's really messed up is just the fact that Joe Pesci's death in Casino was not as brutal as what he went through in Home Alone.
I was gonna ask in this like episode, have you guys seen those videos where a doctor like literally goes out like what would happen in real life if this like the physical harm they go through?
I think it was that Marv ended up suffering worse.
Yeah, he's all like, he's got like 3rd-degree burns. He needs to go to the hospital immediately. When his head gets lit on fire, I'm just like, oh god.
Brick to the head, Marv is dead. Brick to the head, Marv is dead.
Yeah, no, I've seen those. It's just like, God, everyone just loves deconstructing stuff nowadays. It's like, well, if this actually happened, they'd probably be dead. I'm like, well, yeah, that's why it's...
Oh my God, exactly. It's... Oh my God, but like... Yeah, but I mean, we are more than happy to suspend our disbelief.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, and Macaulay Culkin, he's pretty good in this.
Oh, he's quite great. I mean, quite the iconic actor.
Oh yeah. Have you guys ever seen The Good Son with him, where he plays the psychotic kid?
I remember seeing a review of it.
That was a weird one. that was weird. Yeah, you got little Elijah Wood in it too. It's like, oh, okay.
That was an odd one.
Yeah.
Also, I was gonna ask, have you seen the one where
the critics' best gags, where we're cut to a picture of like Elijah Wood? It was like Lord of the Rings, Sin City, Happy Feet, cha-ching. Then it's a picture of Macaulay Culkin, the Nutcracker getting even with Dad, Richie Rich, drop him.
yeah.
That was probably one of his best gags.
Yeah, no. He did the review for The Good Son. He said he got so pissed he couldn't speak.
I think he was actually losing his voice, so that's why he had to do that.
Oh, yeah? Oh, wow. That's weird.
Yeah, it really is weird.
But yeah, Home Alone is just a classic, I have to say. It's a great movie. What do you guys think? Jacob, what do you think of this movie?
Oh, yeah, it's a Christmas classic for a reason. Laugh out loud comedy with touching family moments, iconic characters. It's a film for anybody, and Macaulay Culkin gives one of the best child performances ever, in my opinion. It's a classic.
Yeah. Oh, don't forget John Williams' Oscar-nominated score.
Oh, obviously.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he did the music in this movie. I forgot about that.
I was going to talk about how underrated the score is, but it turned out it actually did get an Oscar nomination, and well-deserved.
Thank goodness, because the score for this film, I love.
Oh my God, I totally forgot. I totally forgot that he did the score, but that makes sense. He does a lot of the very grand orchestral stuff.
I think the new Indiana Jones might be his last score ever.
I know. It's gonna suck, but then again, he's like almost 90, so it's like, or he's in his 90s now, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh, he is 90.
You gotta stop at some point.
Yeah, of course. I mean, hopefully the next one, hopefully the new Indy will be really good. But if not, people will start loving King of the Crystal Skull.
Yep.
I guarantee you that's going to happen.
That's
a very good chance people will start loving Indy 4 after next summer.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I was like on my knees the other day, just like praying to God, like, please be good, please be good, please be good. But James Mangold, pretty good director. So
dude, James Mangold, he can direct anything. He's very diverse.
Yeah, no, I think he could do, like, if Spielberg isn't doing it, I think Mangold's a good choice.
Oh, yeah. I think Mangold is a very underrated director, in my opinion. Like, I don't think he gets enough of the recognition that he deserves. Like, he's directed some amazing films. Logan, of course, Ford v Ferrari.
He's underrated in the sense that not as many people know his name, but they definitely appreciate the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you hear Logan, like, oh, yeah. But you're like, oh, James Mangold. I haven't heard of him. I didn't know he directed it. Like, yeah.
And he also did Walk the Line, Ford versus Ferrari. Both very good movies.
Very good. Yeah. He also did Copland, which proved that Sylvester can act when he puts his mind to the task.
Dude, that is something I've always known. And Stallone can be a great writer, too.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, I would say Stallone's a much better actor than Schwarzenegger.
I agree on
that. Yeah. I think Arnie can act too. I mean, if you see the Terminator films, or at least the first two, he can do it.
Oh yeah.
He ain't a Day-Lewis, but he can do it. That's.
No. Jingle All the Way is a great movie to introduce your kids to Schwarzenegger if they're too young to see Terminator or Predator.
Yeah.
Unironically, my favorite performance from Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah.
Jingle All the Way.
I love the one when he gets cloned.
I love how the villain is basically a perverted Ned Flanders.
Yeah, I love that. I love it so much.
I think my favorite line is like, "Oh, I think your wife's in the shower. You want me to check?"
Ta-ta, turtle man.
No, I also like
these cookies.
One of my...
Put that cookie down, now!
One of my like underrated, not underrated, but one of my like favorite guilty pleasure Arnie movies is the one where they make a clone of himself, and the dude from Ghost makes him, and he gets all pissed off, and he's all like, you should make a clone yourself. He's all like, why? So then you can go fuck yourself. I'm like, that's a fucking good line right there. that's baller right there. I'm fuck with this guy. But yeah, back to Home Alone. Sadly, Arnie is not in this, but if you want to watch a good Arnie Christmas movie, Jingle All the Way. I don't know where I can watch that. I watched it a long time ago, but I haven't watched it in a long time. So
it's on Disney Plus. So.
Oh, is it?
I watched it recently. I have it on DVD.
I will say I am kind of defending Arnie because I did rewatch Terminator 1 and 2 a couple weeks ago, so, you know.
I need to rewatch those again. Like, the first two are classics.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed.
But you know what else is a classic? Home Alone.
Yes.
Home Alone, yeah. Yeah, it's funny. You say we should go back to Home Alone, and then we started talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Only on Brit and Jake, yeah. But yeah, good movie.
So should we do this, like, chronologically, talk about the plot of the movie, like, where we're at in the beginning?
I mean, well, yeah, but let's wrap up what we, like, initially think at first. I think it's a great movie. Great Christmas film. Fun one to watch with the
50
children.
in my top 50 favorite movies.
That is fair. I don't blame you for having it there. Chris Columbus has a habit of repeating himself, but, you know, when he's on the zone, he does very well. He's also complemented by a great John Hughes script.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, he also did the first two Harry Potters, oddly enough.
Oh, yeah, yes, he did do that.
You know, oddly enough, I mean, Chamber of Secrets isn't the best one, but it's the one I have the most childhood nostalgia for, because I watched that movie so many times when I was a kid.
Oh,
exact
God.
same way with the first one.
I have cold sweats for the day that we go on the Harry Potter-a-thon. I mean...
Oh, boy.
Oh, I really can't. I would like to join for that one, because I really want to rewatch all the 8 Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, we might... I've been thinking about getting a couple people on for that, but, you know, I'm like, oh, boy. It's going to be like our Spider-Man-a-thon. It's going to take a lot out of us.
It will be nothing like the Batman-a-thon will do eventually.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
God help us all when we get to the Batman-a-thon.
Oh, God. They kind of dropped the ball with the Fantastic Beasts movies, but we still have Harry Potter.
Yeah,
that's
no.
true.
I still need to get all the books, because I've never owned any of them. I just have read all of them.
I don't own them anymore, but when I was a kid, I owned the books. I went to, like, one midnight book event. Like, when the book Order of the Phoenix came out, I waited till midnight to get it at Barnes & Noble when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's, yeah. But yeah, Home Alone. All shots are fired cylinder. That makes no sense at all. But we'll go with it. Jacob, what are your, like, initial thoughts on this before we, like, dive in?
One of the greatest Christmas movies, one of the greatest family films, one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's just all around just a fun movie to watch, and it's a classic for a reason.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Raymond?
I have, like, this tradition. I always watch Home Alone on December 1st.
Ha!
That's what gets me into the Christmas spirit. And that's the only movie where I am sure to watch every year. Like, even as much as I love Die Hard, It's a Wonderful Life, A Christmas Story, I don't watch them every year, but I make sure to watch Home Alone every year.
I'm the exact same way with Jingle All the Way.
And Jingle All the Way, too.
I'm that way with How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Christmas Vacation.
The one from the 60s, right?
Yeah, the one from the 60s. Charlie Brown Christmas. And, what was the film I just said? Damn it. Christmas Vacation. Underrated Christmas film.
Oh, yes, Christmas Vacation.
Dude, John Hughes wrote that one as well.
Oh, did he? I gotta check that one out. There's some great gags in that film.
Like, well, the thing about Christmas Vacation is that there's almost no plot to it, but it still works.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's super just... It's, I love it. I love that movie. I didn't know John Hughes did the...
Seinfeld is in it.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, Randy Quaid's in it. He is freaking hilarious in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Dude,
I can't wait for the day we
I
talk about
like-
Christmas Vacation. Because I freaking love that movie.
I can't get it.
That's got to be like next week, because we keep drifting away from Home Alone.
Yeah, no, but yeah, Home Alone.
Next
Great movie.
Tarkovsky.
Oh my lord. Yeah, no, it's man, you know, Tarkovsky, that might take a while.
Yeah.
Okay. So Home Alone, definitely not a Tarkovsky movie, or else it'd be like super philosophical.
Oh God, just imagine.
Oh jeez. But yeah, so all right, let's get into this. I'll admit I forgot to rewatch because I did not know it was on Disney Plus, like a chump, so I forgot to rewatch it. I have memories of it from my childhood, and from last couple of times I saw it, but I'll let you two take it. Jacob, what happens first in this film? Did you rewatch it?
I have not.
Dang it!
I watched it.
All right.
We start out with like a little party. They're having a little party. Like Kevin McAllister wanted a cheese pizza, but of course they ate it all before he could get a slice.
Oh yeah, no. That uncle, you know the uncle? His name's like Uncle Frank.
Yes, Uncle Frank.
I fucking hate that guy. I just, such a bastard.
He's likable in an unlikable way. Like
I know.
I do laugh when like she's panicking about losing her son, and Uncle Frank's like, "Well, if it makes you feel any better, I forgot my reading glasses."
Yeah.
He's a character that I like to dislike.
Yeah, John Hurd just looks at him like, what the hell? Not important.
Yeah, and like Home Alone 2, he like books like a really cheap vacation.
Oh my God, yeah, to New York. Or no,
There's even a gag in Home Alone 2 when like Kevin was like, "Hey, Uncle Frank said if I caught him in the shower, I will not feel like a man," whatever that means.
Yeah, so
or something like that. I probably messed up the joke, but it was something like that.
Yeah, all the gang, all the families there, and I always wondered. I'm like, do they all live together, or are they all just coming together for Christmas?
Some of them do. I think some of them are also cousins visiting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think like 4 siblings. The rest are just like cousins.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Buzz, he's the older brother. He's in it. He's been in some other stuff. Blue Ruin he was in for like 10 minutes. That was interesting.
Oh, yeah. and he made a cameo in that god awful Home Sweet Home Alone.
Oh God, I didn't even see that.
Did you guys see that?
I didn't see it.
I had to tolerate it.
It's really bad. Like I shit you not. And like Home Sweet Home Alone, there's actually a scene when like the father's watching like a Christmas special, and he was like, God, yeah. "Why would you remake classics? They're never as good as the original."
Oh my God, they did that. Oh.
Yes, they did.
It's true, but.
Oh.
And another thing, whose dumbass idea was it to make the robbers sympathetic?
It's like that scene in The Fanatic when the guy starts playing Limp Bizkit. You're just like, oh my God.
You have a little biscuit.
Have a little biscuit, yeah. Ooh.
Wait. When it comes to The Fanatic, it was kind of ingenious metacasting having Devin Sawa as like that movie star. Considering that actor was in this music video for Eminem's Stan.
Oh shit, that was the same guy?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Metacasting.
I did not know that at all.
Yeah. I live from Final Destination.
Is that also a Christmas movie? We'll never know. But anyway, so basically everyone's just roasting Kevin and just giving him a hard time, and he's all like, "Man, this sucks," you know, doing what kids do. And I will say that is very simplified, I know, but one of the things I like about this film is that this film understands a kid's imagination. For all of his shortcomings, Chris Columbus gets kids very well. I'd say he's up there with Spielberg in that regard.
Oh, yeah. Well, in Columbus's prime, yes.
Exactly.
Oh, yes. So he definitely
I don't think he's made a good movie in a while.
Kids.
He has made some childhood classics.
Oh, yeah. But after that abomination that was Pixels, yeah.
Oh, I forgot he made that. Oh.
Yeah. I Love You, Beth Cooper was very bad.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's not.
But yeah, so yeah, the McAllisters, Kevin, not having a good time. You know, all the pizza ran out. He's all pissed off about that. His brother's giving him a hard time. He says the old iconic word, "I wouldn't even have you if you were stuck to my ass." I probably did that wrong, but you know. Do you remember Brain?
Yeah, I can relate to that. Yeah.
It's like me when my cousins come over. I'm just like, okay, guys, calm down. Though I'm nicer than Buzz is. He's just Bud's kind of a turd.
And we're also introduced to that the old man, like the legend that he murders somebody. Which
Oh my God!
comes back
Yeah.
beautifully later in the movie.
Oh yeah. All the tropes are in this film. There's that creepy old guy who turns out he has a heart of gold, and
Like the Hey Arnold urban legend.
yeah, I didn't actually see Hey Arnold growing up. Sorry, guys.
Oh, I love that show. I like it more as an adult.
Oh, big time, yeah.
There was one bit, it was like from the Halloween episode, the kid wakes up and this like ghost is over him and then he's like, oh, boo. He's like, ah! Anyway.
Yeah.
So, the uncle is just a turd. I hate him. I hope he gets shot.
Well, I mean, I do and I don't, you know, because I like him in a fictional movie, but if he was
if he were
person
real, I'd
in
just
real
like,
life,
get the
I like
fuck
him.
out of my house. Like, you're not coming to Paris this year.
You little jerk.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Like, I don't know if it's his cousin or his sister, but she, like, insults him in French, and he's all like, what the fuck?
He's incompetent.
Yeah, exactly. And he's just like, I'm just not getting it right now. So then he ends up goofing up the dinner. I forgot how. But he has a scuffle with Buzz. And then his mom's just like, you're going to the attic. I'm tired of dealing with your bullshit right now. And then he does the old, I wish you
He has to
guys...
sleep with his cousin who wets the bed.
Oh my
That's
god.
true, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was played by one of his brothers or cousins. He was played by another Culkin.
Yeah, no, I think it was, hold on.
Like Rory Culkin, I think was his name.
Yeah, that's probably it. I don't know. Is it the one, or I think it was the one who was in Scream. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyway, so kid's pissing himself. It's bad. It's bad. And he's all like, "You're always letting them pick on me, and I wish you guys would just disappear." It's all like, oh jeez. So the next day happens. One of the more entertaining parts of the screen. I love how it's like they wake up and they're like, "Oh shit, we overslept." So then it turns into a big What?
Oh yeah. And they accidentally forgot Kevin because they had that neighborhood kid. Like that was actually kind of a nice screenwriting detail. Like the screenwriter actually went out of the way to make sure the story made sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't just pure slapstick. Like, let's actually make it like a story that makes sense. So just like having just pure slapstick with no story.
Oh yeah, I think I forgot when Joe Pesci showed up.
Down and everything.
Oh yeah, I think I forgot when Joe Pesci showed up and he like flashes his gold tooth.
Oh yeah.
And Kevin is instantly like, this guy looks a little off. I don't like this guy.
Yeah, but he's posing as a police officer.
Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, there's been some people breaking into places. They're called the Wet Bandits, or doesn't he say the Wet? I know he hates being called the Wet Bandits.
Yeah. In the first one, they're the Wet Bandits. In the sequel, they're the Sticky Bandits.
Oh my lord. Yeah. So then they wake up. They're running around. It's a little montage. It's a lot of fun. The neighborhood kid.
Oh yeah, the neighborhood kid. Like when they were doing like, the roll call, they accidentally touched him, thinking it was Kevin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I I do want to bring out like one of the actresses who played like the older cousin. She was actually the love interest in Cool as Ice.
I don't think I saw that
yeah,
one.
she was, wasn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
Huh.
Huh.
Yeah, the actress's name is Kristen Minter, I think.
Oh, yes, it is.
So,
I guess you're looking up IMDb or Letterboxd.
Yeah, Letterboxd.
so,
Yeah, he's
so they kind of screw around and they accidentally leave Kevin behind because, you know, that happens.
Yeah, and like she didn't realize that until like they're like well in the
Well,
air.
in flight. She's like, I wonder if we... Kevin! But, you know, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Dude, I do feel bad for the rest of the family having their Paris vacation ruined.
Yeah, they're just like, come on, really?
I mean, you see the kids in the hotel. I like to think they at least saw the Eiffel Tower or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, at least in Home Alone 2, the place they went to vacation was terrible, so you didn't feel like anything was ruined.
Yeah. They don't feel as bad in the sequel. For the sequel.
Yeah. Though, then Kevin wakes up a little while later, looks around, kind of just goes, "Hey guys, where you at?" And his hair's all messed up. And, he's looking around, and, he says the so famous line, "I made my family disappear," and cocks
Oh, I
a little
made my
grin.
family disappear.
I made my family disappear.
In that shitty Disney Plus movie, it was like, they don't even know I'm here.
Oh, jeez.
Boo. Boo, yeah.
The
Dude,
less...
the worst part is, for all I know, that might not even be the worst Home Alone sequel. That's what's sad.
I'd say Home Alone 4. How did these sophisticated... Or Home Alone 3. How do these sophisticated super villain people get outsmarted by an 8-year-old with chicken pox?
Oh my god. You know, I haven't seen 3, 4, and 5 because I'm not Jamie Lannister. I won't do anything for love.
Exactly.
I don't blame you. I've only seen 3, and I'm like, I'm done with this. But
we expect a shitty Home Alone sequel every decade.
But yeah, he jumps around and causes havoc, ends up watching an old gangster film, which is the most, like, cliched
like, Angels
thing.
with Filthy Souls.
Oh
Like,
my
that was
god.
A fake movie made for, they actually filmed it like it was an old James Cagney gangster film.
I actually thought that was a real film for a while until I'm like, oh, it's just a movie it's just a movie in the movie.
Yeah. In fact, in the sequel, in Home Alone 2, it's Angels with Even Filthier Souls.
Yeah, it's just like, whatever, man, I'm dealing with it.
And keep the change, you filthy animal.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. The guy who's the gangster, he looks a lot like I think it's James Whitmore is the guy's name.
James Whitmore? I mean, no.
No, not him.
Because he doesn't look like James Whitmore.
No, not him. The guy from L.A. Confidential, the chief from that movie.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen that.
Damn it.
But James Whitmore, he was in Shawshank Redemption, as well as a lot of...
James
50s
Cromwell.
movies.
He looks like James Cromwell. I don't know if that was him, but it looks a lot like
James
him.
Cromwell, that's what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
I highly doubt he's not James Cromwell, though.
Looks like him. Probably not him, but it looks like him. Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he goes, guys, I'm eating junk food and watching junk. Better come down and stop me.
Buzz, I'm going through your private stuff. You better come out and pound me.
Yeah. There's one.
Yeah.
One of my favorite gags. I don't know if any of you have ever watched this History channel called History Buffs, where the guy goes over the historical accuracies, inaccuracies. He did a gag where did a gag where Kevin is watching the scene when Joe Pesci pops the dude's eyeball out in Casino.
Oh my god, that was him. I saw that. That was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, what a different movie that was. But, Jacob, you were saying something? Didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, you're good.
What were you saying, though?
I wasn't saying anything. I was agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. I think Kevin runs into the old neighbor who's like this really crotchety-looking dude named Old Man Marley. They think he's like a serial killer who murdered his own family. I forget exactly, like puts him in the trash can or something. Or no, he did something weird. I forgot what it was.
Yeah. Well, it like I said, it's a Harold Urban legend.
Yeah, no, it's you know, it has all that stuff that comes with being a kid. It has those weird legends the kids make up and all of the weird shit that kids like to do, and Kevin just being chaotic.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that video that came out a few years ago? It's older Macaulay Culkin, and he's playing, like, what if, like, Kevin McAllister became, like, a Jigsaw-like character?
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And he's like this weird homeless dude, and he's, like, smoking cigarettes and, like, beating people up. It was really bizarre.
I mean, I hate to go back to that Disney Plus awful sequel, but probably the only good idea they had in that was how they revealed how, like, McAllister is now running a home security company.
That actually makes sense.
That's like the only good idea they had.
Only decent thing about that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also meet one of the most iconic villain duos in cinematic history, Marv and Harry, played by Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci, respectively. And Joe Pesci, coming right off from Goodfellas. This came out the same year as Goodfellas did, and boy, what a different performance this was.
Well, yeah. I mean, you still see that it's him, but, like, it's the same. It's a very similar persona, but, like, different characters.
Yeah, no, he's not swearing as much, not about to murder people on a dime.
The early '90s were great for Joe Pesci.
Oh my gosh,
like,
he was on fire.
The two Home Alone movies, Goodfellas, JFK, My Cousin Vinny.
Oh my god, My Cousin Vinny's underrated. I saw that at the lake a few years ago, and man, that's a fun movie. Ralph Macchio's in it. I think that's hilarious.
Dude, Ralph Macchio. Oh, well, Marissa Tomei steals a show and won an Oscar.
Oh my lord, yeah, I love My Cousin Vinny. That's a great movie.
Dude, that is a great movie. Mr. Gambini.
Oh, I love that movie.
But,
I think it was like, your opening statement was like, like, this is my opening statement. Everything that guy just said is bullshit.
yeah, and the the judge is the guy from the Munsters. He's all like, oh yeah, she did. He's like, oh yeah, you've done very well today. No, I'm kidding. Get away from me, you weirdo. Or something like that. It's like not giving him any respect till like the end. But yeah, so he's basically alone, and now these two are just screwing around, and they're trying to rob houses while people are gone, so that's always fun.
Oh yeah, and that was such a dumb idea, like leaving the water on. Yeah, this could be a trademark.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that means they're gonna. No.
Gotta flood the house.
I like that Marv's the smarter one out of the two, and he's just like.
No, Harry's the smarter one.
Oh, he is. Oh, wait a minute.
Gerry's Joe Pesci. Marv's
Oh,
Daniel
Gerry.
Stern.
Yeah, Gerry's. My bad. Yeah, Harry is the smarter one. He's like, dude, why are you always flooding the fucking place? And he's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. He's like, it's our code. It's like, what? We don't freaking need one. And he's all like, I thought it was cool. They're almost like these two kids who don't know what the hell they're doing, and it's great.
I don't know.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, some of my favorite moments in this movie have
funny.
them in it. Just like them trying to trick Kevin. Kevin like doing the whole shtick with the dolls, and like, oh, I think there's people in the house.
Oh yeah. There's the people in the house.
Yeah, but I think I'm getting ahead of myself. So
No, I think we're on the right pace, but I think we were talking about like he's going through Buzz's private stuff, and then he sees a picture of his girlfriend.
Yeah, and he's like, ugh.
What's your girlfriend? Woof.
And he takes his
fun trivia fact. That picture of his girlfriend, that was actually a boy wearing a girl's wig.
Oh my god.
It makes sense because the director thought that'd be a very mean joke to play on a girl, so they made it like a boy in a girl's wig.
Oh jeez. Jacob, what do you think of this right now? This movie. What do you think of the scene? What do you think of the scene of Kevin just goofing off around the house?
I can relate because whenever my parents left, that's exactly what I would do.
I remember watching Chris Stuckman's review, and he's like, I remember trying to do that thing he did when he got onto his what was that, a laundry basket, and just sailed down the stairs. He's like, look, I was a kid. I was doing some dumb shit, you know? Like, that's relatable.
We all did dumb shit when we were kids.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course, we all did.
He did that. I'm all like, how did Kevin not break his neck doing that? You just feel like... I mean, even though I utterly despise Family Guy, I remember the gag where it's Home Alone, but if the burglars were competent.
Oh my god. Home Alone with Competent Robinson, they just flat out shot Kevin.
Yeah. God. I mean, I hate Family Guy, but that was a good gag. That was a good gag.
I'm laughing at the fact that Britton hates Family Guy.
Oh God, I don't like Family Guy. South Park is better.
What, are you Eric Cartman or something?
Yeah, no. Eric Cartman. I'll say he's. I prefer.
South Park joke about how he hates Family Guy. And then the Family Guy scriptwriters were written by manatees.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh,
that's hilarious.
Though, but yeah, I always think. But yes, now when I watch this movie, I think of the Family Guy gag where it's a Home Alone but with competent robbers. He's like, oh, check out, watch for those cars there. He's like, hey, come and get me. Bang. It's like super fucked up, but you're just like, oh, okay. You kind of laugh at it because you're just like, all right. Damn, Family Guy.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about the injuries later, but, like, where were we now? Okay, so, basically, he has fun, and all of a sudden he starts missing his family, and then there's that iconic scream.
Oh, is that when he gets the spider? He's like, oh, shit.
No, like, the aftershave.
Oh, yeah, he's like taking a shower and putting it on his face, slaps it on his face, he's like, ah! Great
the
stuff.
Iconic face.
The iconic face, yeah.
Yeah, he's he's something else. But yeah, my favorite bit is the angels with filthy souls. It's just like, oh god.
Oh boy.
It's the most like hackneyed 30s like gangster movies of all time. It's just
Definitely.
he just blows the guy away, and it's just. Oh man. Oh yeah, snakes. Oh my god. It's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, dude, it's so hilarious.
Oh, I love it.
I also love how he uses it later to trick Marv. He uses it to trick the pizza guy, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I feel like in real life the pizza guy would have like called the police or something. Like,
yeah.
Hey, some guys just shot at me.
Yeah, no. Yeah, probably. Yeah, there's a couple of scenes in this that make me scratch my suspension of disbelief, like how the hell Kevin manages to outsmart these two bandits. But then again, they're idiots, so I guess it makes sense. And and the guy didn't call the cops.
How did he escape from prison?
Yeah, no.
That's a big question.
That's the big question for Home Alone 2.
I think the explanation was that there was a prison riot and that gave them the opportunity to escape.
I didn't think they were cunning enough for that, but I'll take it.
So I think they were lucky. There was like a opportunity.
Oh. 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 Oh.
Oh.
So, they're getting stalked. So McAllister home still gets kind of stalked on by the wet bandits. Harry and Marv are just scoping the place. But don't worry, Kevin has a couple tricks up his sleeve. Because if he ends up tricking them to thinking that his family's still home by using some, like, animatronics and whatnot. Which I always think that's a clever scene. It really shows his resourcefulness.
Indeed.
You know, I wonder if Home Alone was called Die Hard just with a kid, you know? Just cutting back to this Die Hard Christmas movie theme here. What do you think, Raymond?
More kid-friendly version of Die Hard.
I can see that.
It's like the more like it's like Looney Tunes Die Hard, you could say.
Just imagine if Kevin just said, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers,"
and then he blows the place up.
or "Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon."
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
That's almost as bad as I've had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
Yeah.
That'll always be my favorite.
Oh jeez. oh, better. Oh God, I can't wait to do Snakes on a Plane at some point. I love that movie.
I need to watch that again. Yeah.
I love that
It's
film.
pretty fun.
Oh, it's such a fun movie.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love
Yeah.
it.
And
That's
Samuel Jackson, like, dude, he's probably the most. Samuel Jackson might be the most profitable actor out there, or at least in
big time.
terms of like the movies he's been in and the money those movies have made.
yeah, no,
Absolutely.
he's great, especially when he's with Tarantino. Oh, magic.
Yeah, that's funny.
Golden.
I don't sound like that, but like in Ted 2, there was that funny gag, like, who's Samuel L. Jackson? Have you seen any movie anywhere at all? Like, if you've seen any movie at all, he's the black guy.
It's like, Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, you're the black guy. Yep, I'm in every movie. Every single movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we were actually talking about him on Django Unchained. That's just.
I need to rewatch that because, dude, that was actually a really great like surprise villain twist that he was actually the real villain.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man. Anyway, so he tricks him into thinking that they're home. Then we get to the famous part where the mom is talking to John Hurd and they're having a good time. She's played by Catherine O'Hara, by the way. Forgot to mention that. She's still alive and looking pretty good. Though,
What else was she in?
what else was she in? Let's see.
She's probably
Beetlejuice.
in other stuff, but I just can't think of anything.
She was in Beetlejuice, After
Nightmare Before
Hours,
Christmas.
Home Alone 2, A Nightmare Before Christmas,
After Hours.
After Hours.
Oh, Scorsese. Huh.
I haven't actually seen
Chicken
After
Little.
Hours. That hurts. I want to see After Hours.
Chicken Little.
Yeah, I need to watch that again.
She's in Chicken Little. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh. Talk about a... Oh. That was one I loved when I was a kid. Now I'm just like, good lord, why are they just shitting on this kid so, like, ruthlessly? Like, that is awful. This is awful. Even his dad is awful in that movie.
Worst father ever.
Worst,
I never watched it when I was a kid.
worst father in Disney. Just letting you know. Just worst.
That's a film I'm actually excited to talk about one day.
We can just rip into how Buck... Talk about how bad Buck Cluck is as a father. Oh my god.
Chicken Little. Yeah, I loved it when I was a kid, but now it's fucking terrible.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you liked every movie you saw when you were a kid. If
That's
it was, like,
true,
animated.
yeah. I
Every
remember...
single movie I saw, I liked.
I know Shark Tale was nominated for Best Animated
Oh
Feature.
my god.
Yeah, I told Britton that, and he was like, what the heck?
In the early 2000s, any animated movie had a chance to be nominated.
I sometimes like to poke fun at Martin Scorsese. I'm like, look, you can say superheroes are not art, but I at least can say I was not in Shark Tale 2 or Shark Tale.
Yeah, but dude, Scorsese has grandkids though, so
that's
true.
Why. That's true.
Like he has grandkids. It is kind of a funny novelty that he was in the movie though.
No, but oh lord, Shark Tale. I remember loving this one movie when Brandon Fraser was like in his prime, and he like can like talk to animals or some shit, and Brooke Shields is his wife.
George from the Jungle.
From the Jungle.
George of the Jungle.
Oh my god.
George of the Jungle.
Oh, I remember that, but I don't like that movie though.
I mean, I remember really liking Looney Tunes Back in Action when I was a kid, and Brendan Fraser was in that.
Yeah, I still watch it.
I like The Mummy with him in it. That's
I haven't seen those.
You haven't seen those? The first one is like.
No, I know it's weird. Like I know. I think when I was really little, I only watched the animated stuff.
That's fair, man. I watched a lot of animated stuff. I also watched Home Alone too, as well a lot when I was a kid.
Home Alone. I didn't see Home Alone 2 until I was like 23.
There's some good gags in that one, but it's basically Home Alone in New York.
I know, but still.
Yeah, no. And Tim Curry's in it.
But,
that's all.
I still enjoy it. It's a guilty pleasure.
No, it's a good one. But yeah. So, Kate / his mom / Catherine O'Hara realizes that Kevin was left behind in the infamous Kevin!
Kevin!
Yeah, no. Just imagine that. You're just, like, chilling on the plane, you know? You're just like, oh, yeah, you know.
Like, the parents are in first class, and the kids are all in coach.
Yeah. I'm just like, okay, here's the thing that always threw me about this movie. Why the hell do you have all the family over? And stay the night. At least they have, like, a hotel or something. Just, like, go stay there. And then we can meet in the morning, so we don't have this situation. But, you know.
I know.
But, you know, a movie's gotta happen,
I love how
so.
in Home Alone 2, like in Home Alone 2, when, like, the parents were, like, talking to airport security, it says, well, yeah, this actually wasn't the first time this happened. And then the father's like, well, at least we never lose our luggage. And then they laugh about it.
I mean, if that were real life, I bet the security would just be shaking their heads like, these people are idiots. It's like, there's this show I watched, like, a long time ago, Dog with a Blog. Did you ever see that, Jacob?
Don't ever say that name ever again. Dog with a fucking blog. We don't speak of that here.
One of the most recurring gags is that they would leave the youngest child. And that always pissed me off. I was like, are you seriously that bad as parents to leave your children?
Where's the dog at? Oh, I cooked him. I was too hungry. We ran out of food.
Oh. Anyway, I don't like Dog with a Blog. That dog was nightmare fuel. I'll just put it that way. I hated that dog.
I'm going to keep bringing it up every single time, every single episode, just to...
Yeah, I don't know what Dog with a Blog is.
Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. You don't need to know what it is. But,
it's a Disney classic, just saying.
But she ends up realizing she left Kevin behind, and now she's all freaking out. So then they get to Paris, and they realize that all their flights for the next 2 days are booked. And the phone lines are down. Back home in Chicago still. Yay. So.
I mean, that can only really work in 1990 smartphones.
What'd you say, Raymond? I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. I feel like
that type of plot would only really work in like 1990, like before the internet and smartphones.
Yeah. Yeah, if we had our...
Like Home Sweet Home Alone. God, I even hate saying the title. But I have to go through like all this Cirque du Soleil level of plot gymnastics to make it work.
Yeah, I don't think a Home Alone would work nowadays. You just call him on the phone and be like, hey, are you alright? And he's like, you left me. He's like, yeah, I know. Please, I'm so sorry. Like, what do you want? Just stay home and keep the doors locked and watch the dog if we have one. He's like,
do you have Uber Eats?
You have Uber Eats? Yeah. You're good to go.
Hey Siri, call 911.
Oh my god. So they end up.
In Home Sweet Home Alone, like I think like it wasn't programmed right, or it was only in German or something. I don't know.
It was so. I don't want to talk about that. I haven't even seen it, and I don't want to talk about it.
Oh God. There's a flat face reference where he like snorts a bunch of like There's even. Oh, by the way, Brit, you're gonna love this. There's actually a Scarface reference in it.
Are you serious?
The scene where like that kid, he like dressed up like Tony Montana and he dives headfirst into like a bowl full of candy.
Oh my God. Oh man, I mean, Scarface is kind of a guilty pleasure of mine because I love that scene when he's just
pleasure for me.
on the mountain of cocaine and he just fucking dives into it. Oh, I can't wait for Scarface.
Oh my God.
I can't wait for Scarface.
All that movie needed was a Fight Club reference.
I don't even think Fight Club was, or oh, you mean Home Sweet Home Alone?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's.
They had a Fight Club reference? Who would get that?
No. I'm saying the only thing it needed was a Fight Club reference.
Oh my God, that would just. Ugh. It's like when Alvin and the Chipmunks did the Hannibal Lecter thing. Reference. I was like, who the hell would get that? Unless you're like an adult.
Dude, I think I obviously never saw the movies, but like in one of the Alvin and the Chipmunks, they had a cameo from fucking John Waters.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I remember that. Dude, what kid's gonna get that?
I remember him being in the seat of Chucky, and that we don't talk about that film here, but at least I don't want to think about it. So yeah, they lost their family. So don't worry, John Hurt and the other guys are gonna stay in Paris, while Kate decides to get a flight back to Pennsylvania. But I'm sure I'm missing some stuff in between here.
No, she had to like give away like some of her like jewelry and watches to a couple for some tickets. Like she has like several layovers.
Yeah, I know, because it's super cold over there. Or at least in Chicago it is.
And in the end, like John Candy offers her to give her a ride.
And this is where we meet Gus, played by.
Sheboygan, but they'll stop in Chicago.
She ends up meeting Gus, played by John Candy. And I actually really like John Candy in this. He has like some of the most like heartfelt.
Very nice.
He has like some of the most heartfelt scenes in this movie.
Like when he's talking about like he and his family, like we don't even see our kids most of the time.
Yeah, it's like really sad. You're like, damn, dude.
It's like,
Have you guys seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? It's kind of like that, except
of course.
Not quite as like, damn. That really twisted the knife there at the end.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's another. John Hughes. God bless John Hughes. I mean, I'm not gonna act like everything he did was great, but when he got it right, he got it fucking right.
Oh yeah.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Breakfast Club got a Criterion release, and that's very well deserved. Oh, big time.
Oh yeah, it's
Ferris
great.
Bueller's mine.
Ferris Bueller's a very close second.
Yeah. Although I will say this, I actually played a game where I bought a can of beer, and I watched 16 Candles, and I took a sip every time I saw something that wouldn't fly today, and the can was empty before the halfway mark.
Oh yeah.
Oh! Did you hear what I said, or was there like an audio issue?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't hear you.
I can hear you. What'd you say?
Well, I played a game where I bought a can of beer, I watched 16 Candles, and I took a sip every time I saw something that wouldn't fly today. And the can was empty before like the halfway mark. I mean, dude, when the woke police take one look at that movie, you can expect it to be removed from streaming.
Oh God, I think of when Anthony Michael Hall gets with that like really hot chick. I'm like, oh my God, that would not fly today.
Oh my God. I mean, like Long Duck Dong. I mean, the father calls him a Chinaman like twice in the movie.
I forgot about that. He calls him a Chinaman.
I can laugh about that because I live in Asia. So.
Oh jeez. Oh God. Yeah. But yeah, John Hughes is great at the holiday movies. He's also good with like he understood teenagers and children very well.
Yeah, he definitely did. I mean, it's funny. It's funny watching 16 Candles and then Breakfast Club because like Anthony Michael Hall got a huge growth spurt between those movies.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. He really
I
did.
remember him first from Edward Scissorhands. He played the jerk boyfriend in that movie.
Hall was like the big abusive bully.
Mhm.
Oh, you mean in Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah, Anthony Michael Hall played like a real big bully.
I remember
There's some
that.
difference.
Yeah, that was where I first knew him from. Yeah, I saw him in The Dark Knight. I'm like, yo, wasn't that guy who played the jerk in Edward Scissorhands? And the guy's like, yeah. I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah, I think he was he like a news reporter or?
Yeah, he was the news reporter in The Dark Knight.
Yeah, and I will say, Anthony Michael Hall, he provided the only funny scenes in Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh god, I've heard that
That's a
film is
fact.
awful.
Yeah, I mean, the only time I laughed was because of Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah, that's it.
So wait, Raymond, are you saying that you for 16
I do
can't?
kind of understand why that movie got a cult following, but I don't like it.
So wait, are you saying when you watched 16 Candles, you started taking a drink every time you saw? What? So did you black out?
No, I took a sip of beer.
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't like a shot.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't like a shot.
So were you like plastered by the middle? Is that what you said? You got plastered by the middle of the movie?
No, well, I just had a can of beer, and I said the can was empty by the middle.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ugh.
There's not a lot of things that are offensive in this movie. I don't think so. Anyway,
No, not really.
that would probably get like a it's not Blazing Saddles, that's for sure.
I mean, A Christmas Story had that fa-ra-ra-ra-ra, but that's about it.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, Christmas movies aren't ones that are usually offensive. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So they rob the house. There's a couple other scenes like Kevin goes shopping by himself and the lady's all like, "Yo, where's your parents?" And he's all like, and he does just like a kid would. He just goes like, "Well, I ain't gotta tell you." So like, why? 'Cause you're a stranger. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, Stranger Danger.
yeah. I'm like, all right.
Very smart kid. Very smart kid.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
He
and
knew
then what she
exactly what
says,
he
she
was
goes
gonna
like,
say,
yeah,
so.
smart kid.
Yeah, very smart kid.
He thought he had me, but nope.
So, in this where Harry and Marv realize, oh, it's only Kevin in the house. Okay.
Yeah, he's home alone.
He's home alone, and he looks at, and
Jack moves, and he even made his own like battle plan.
yeah, yeah, he makes like a little battle plan. It's really cool. I'm just waiting to get to the real slapstick stuff so we can, geek out about how well it is. But
Dude, we can talk about that right now.
no. We gotta wait for it, Raymond. Hold on.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But so on Christmas Eve, Kevin overhears them talking about plans to break in the house that night. So he's like, "Ah, shit." So he ends up missing his family because of course you would. And funnily, I'm talking about this. My parents just went on a vacation to Florida today, so Mom and Dad, miss you very much. This episode's for you. So he ends up asking the local Santa Claus impersonator if he can bring his family back for Christmas. It's just a really nice scene where he just goes, "I'll see what I can do, kid." And
Yeah, especially since it was like a dime store Santa. Like he wasn't really into his job, but then when he saw that the kid really wanted help, he was like, "I'll see what I can do."
yeah. And he ends up going to an old church and watching a choir perform. And then I love when the man just comes over and sits next to Kevin and just like looks at him like he's about to just like do something really bad, and he's like freaked out and he's all like, "May I sit here, please?" And then he's all like, "Could I sit here, please?" And he's all like, "Oh, okay. This guy's pretty cool."
Yeah, definitely.
And Roberts Blossom, man, great actor. He's played in a lot of stuff.
What else was he in? Because I'm curious to know.
Escape from Alcatraz, which is a great movie. Great prison escape film.
I remember really liking that because it's on Tommy's Netflix. I should check it out again.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the classic Spielberg film. He was in the Robert Redford Great Gatsby film, and Last Temptation of Christ. Who did he play in that movie?
Holy crap! I need to check that out again. I didn't realize it. Man, it sounds like a really great character actor.
Yeah, he was also in The Quick and the Dead, which I still need to see. It's one of the few Raimi ones I haven't seen.
But I know that was Sam Raimi.
Yeah, me and Jacob, big Raimi guys.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I like the original first two Spider-Mans, but I couldn't get into Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah, that's fair. And there's some people who are like, that was something.
I mean, like, it did something different, but I found it a bit messy and filled with CGI goop.
Yeah.
And also the fact that it basically required you to see WandaVision beforehand.
You know, I just gotta. Can I just talk shit about Avatar real quick? Can I just do that?
Go ahead. Oh, well, if it's the James Cameron movie, fine. But
no. It's the James Cameron.
I might have a problem with you.
It's the blue people Avatar. It's the James Cameron version. Everyone, oh my gosh! So apparently they're talking about Avatar 2, and it's getting a positive feedback, huh? So I'm all like, fuck this. I hate Avatar. I just not the Last Airbender, because that show's genuinely great, and it kind of sucks that that those two are getting confused now. But blue people Avatar.
Just say Dances with Smurfs, and there you go.
Yeah, Dances with Smurfs.
I actually like James Cameron Avatar more than Dances with Wolves.
Well, okay, I guess, there's a lot more spectacle in that movie.
Yeah, but go on, keep shitting on it.
I am not seeing Avatar 2.
What?
I'm not going to see it, even if a gun got pointed on my head. I'm not even going to see it. I'm not going to see it in a box. That was a really shitty Dr. Seuss attempt, but I'm not seeing it anywhere. So, James Cameron,
it's funny.
Suck it.
I remember hearing that. I remember reading something saying Guillermo del Toro has very high praise for Avatar 2, and I'm like, okay, so I guess the female lead has sex with a fish in it.
Yeah, I know you don't like The Shape of Water.
It's my least favorite Best Picture winner.
No, you hate that movie.
You know what's funny? It's funny how sometimes a director directs a movie that you hate so much that you start looking at his other films through a crap-stained lens.
Yeah, that's me with James Cameron right now. Even though I still really like the first two Terminators. I can't watch a single
Shyamalan film ever again.
Yeah, no. After Split, I gave up on him. I'm like, fuck this. I'm done with you, Shyamalan.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you Shyamalan because you clearly don't like to mispronounce characters' names right.
Yeah, he calls Aang Ong in the Avatar movie. I'm just like,
you know what really angers me is that his justification was that he wanted to keep it true to their original Asian pronunciations, and I'm like, then why didn't you hire Asian actors?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I will say, since you brought up Avatar, recently I've heard the runtime is going to be like 192 minutes, which is like, why is it that fucking long?
That's self-indulgent.
Oh my god.
It really is.
And James Cameron is just being he's being so fucking self-important about it too. He's all like, we're gonna change cinema as it is. I'm like, fuck you with your bullshit.
You know what's annoying me is that I remember a couple years ago I saw True Lies for the first time. That's a damn great action movie.
Now that's a good movie.
I enjoyed that movie.
That's a thing. That's a good movie.
I would actually argue that Mission Impossible Fallout ripped off True Lies. Like, that's how good of an action movie it was.
I probably wouldn't be that surprised. But fuck Avatar, the blue people version, and James Cameron, you should be ashamed of yourself for making it.
Think of all the great action movies James Cameron could have been making in the last 25 years.
I know!
But
it's a
thing.
He's
trying to make a sequel to Avatar. But
and he makes a sequel to a shitty-ass Dances with Wolves ripoff.
But to add the cherry on top, he's gonna make 20 more. So
oh my god!
You know what I would do if I made an Avatar movie?
What would you do?
I would introduce a civilization where human sacrifices are a thing, or like Navi sacrifices, make it like the Aztecs or the Mayans.
Oh my god, yeah.
See, there you go. That sounds better than the actual movie.
I know, and it actually presents some moral complexity besides being just good and evil.
Yeah, I
just
hate the
ripping off other
noble.
movies.
I hate the noble savage trope. That's why I can't stand Avatar. At least now. Back when I was a kid, I just thought it was boring. Which, how?
Hey, do you know what it is, Brit?
How can you make that
In,
boring
really
to a kid?
In really old westerns, Native Americans were all portrayed as like brutal savages. Now they're all portrayed as very kind, noble people. When in reality, they were like somewhere in between.
Exactly. It's just exactly.
I think The Revenant, I think, would be a good portrayal. I think.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, jeez, you know. Yeah, The Revenant. Yeah, it's a good movie, you know. It's like, yeah, there you go, you know. It's like, it's pretty fair to everybody. Or Dead Man from Jim Jarmusch. Great
Dead
movie.
Man is a great movie.
About, you know,
Dead Man is my favorite Jarmusch.
But yeah, I hate the noble savage trope, and they use that in Avatar, and I'm like,
Yeah, like the whole like Jacques Rousseau philosophy of the noble savage.
just why? I hate that.
What I like about The Revenant is that the only group of people that are like uniformly evil are the French.
Yeah, they fucking hate the French in that movie.
Oh god.
Same with Prey, that Predator sequel. Like when I saw that Predator prequel, Prey, I'm like, you're just ripping off The Revenant, like having the French all to be the bad guys.
You know, I actually was like, oh, this could actually be good, and then I heard the reviews. They were just like, it's all right. It's better than some of the other Predator movies that came out.
It was watchable, but it doesn't hold the candle to the original.
Oh God, nothing's gonna do that. Like, that's not gonna.
And of course, they did copy that one line of dialogue, like "If it bleeds, we can kill it."
Oh jeez, they copied that.
Yeah, One of the natives actually said, "If it bleeds, we can kill it."
I mean,
I've heard that's actually good. Pray.
yeah, I've heard that too.
I mean, I'll give you at least one callback like that. I'll give you one callback.
But back to the movie. Marley points out that his granddaughter's in the choir and mentions that he actually hadn't met her since, you know, his son and him had a fight earlier and a few years back, and they just haven't talked since. And I like how Kevin just goes, well, why don't you talk to him again? And he's all like, and he just kind of gives the old, oh, I don't know, it's one of those things. And that's actually one of my favorite scenes in the movie for me. I don't know about you guys.
I love all of the scenes. So like, picking my favorite scene is like going to a nice beach and picking out your favorite grain of sand.
That's true. Yeah, but
Indeed.
aside from like the slapstick portions, like this is my favorite part of the movie. Just when they're having this nice chat, and it's super wholesome. It's also kind of sad, and I like how Kevin has that kind of almost childlike innocence. It's that kind of clash between, you know, older man and kid, and there's almost that simplistic logic for that children have. It's like, well, why don't you just... Kids are very straightforward, I should just say. They're just like, well, why not... Like, you know, adults are always like, oh, I don't know, I should call her. And it's like, well, why don't you just call her? You really like her. And he's all like, that's a good point, son. Or brother, or whoever. It's like...
Yeah, I mean, like...
Kids are more adults than adults are
adults.
sometimes.
Honestly, sometimes I think adults are just grown-up kids.
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah.
You know, I have a feeling you don't really become an adult until you have kids.
That's true.
That's
like,
about...
I'm 30 years old. That's my experience.
That's
like,
about...
I still feel like a kid, to be honest.
After you have kids, though, you're just like, yeah, I'm an adult now.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so, he just goes, he's like, yeah, my family kind of just, let's just say in nondescriptive words, they kind of just, pissed off for the Christmas. And they're like, oh, okay. Or, I forget exactly what all they say to each other, but I remember the part where he talks about, like, this and, like, the John Candy stuff is probably, like, the most heartfelt bits of the movie. Well, aside from the end.
Oh, I agree.
What do you think, Raymond?
All right, that definitely is the most heartwarming. I think that is a heartwarming scene in the movie, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like a big turning point, because after that, it was like, I need to defend myself.
Yeah. I need to defend myself. He's like, I need to defend myself. And he basically makes, like, this military, like, plan to, like, we're gonna fuck these two up. And, oh, Lord. This is where we get to one of the most glorious cases of slapstick that does this Three Stooges justice. Shout out to my granddad, he's a big Three Stooges fan. And it also inspired my love of slapstick. I love it. That and the Looney Tunes.
Oh, yeah.
Just,
Indeed.
oh, God.
It's funny because, like, it's hard to make something that works in a cartoon work in live action, but they pulled it off.
Oh, my Lord. Okay, now we're at the part. I gotta rev myself up. What is your guys' favorite bits of the slapstick? I just gotta ask.
Well, I mean, like, Joe Pesci screaming when his head's on fire.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Like, Marv stepping on a nail.
Oh my God. Oh, that makes me wince though. I'm just like, oh shit. Oh, I when I was a kid, I had a friend who that happened to, and oh yeah, not fun.
Oh.
He steps on a
Marv
nail.
gets hit in the head with an iron.
He gets hit in the head with the iron.
Car.
He gets hit with the paint barrel.
Oh, my God.
He gets shot in the face with the BB gun.
Oh, my God.
I love how he just pokes in.
Slip
He's
on
like,
race
"Oh, hello
cars."
there," and then Macaulay Culkin's like, "Hey," and he just shoots him right in the face. Could have shot his eyeball out, but you know.
Oh my God, it's funny. Like, I think the reason why the slapstick works is because the two bandits deserve it.
Oh my God, yes.
That's what makes it funny is that they deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Wile E. Coyote or Tom.
What worked doesn't work, but like that's why I always despised Megan from Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
Fuck Megan.
Uh,
Fuck Megan.
Dude, Megan is the only little girl on television that I'm actually comfortable calling the C word.
Oh.
Me too.
Wait, isn't
Me
that
too.
isn't that
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Isn't that
I
shit?
know, I'm not the only one. And like Watch Mojo did a list of like top 10 funniest Megan pranks. I'm like, she was the worst character in television history.
Isn't that the girl who played Carly and iCarly? Who played her?
Yeah,
Miranda Cosgrove.
Yes, that's who it is. I'm like, I knew she was in that before that.
Look, nothing against the actress. I don't want the actress to be bullied or anything, but her character was just awful.
Oh, of course. But the character, I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks she's a C word.
I know, exactly. She never gets any comeuppance. Like, not once do Drake and Josh deserve it. Like, and she was such a Mary Sue, too.
God, she really was. Jeez.
Like, I think you owe Ray from Star Wars an apology. Like, Megan's so awful.
I was about to say, yeah, at least she felt like a person. Like, come on, guys.
I mean, as messy as Rise of Skywalker was, they at least somewhat explain why Ray's as powerful as she is.
We don't talk about that movie here.
Britton really hates talking about it. Every time we bring up Rise of Skywalker once, he's like, fuck it, we don't talk about it.
I don't like talking about Star Wars either, to be honest. The highest praise I can give the Star Wars sequel trilogy is that they're still much better than the Jurassic World movies.
Anything is better than the
Oh
Jurassic
God!
World.
Why did they even make Jurassic World? It's just a remake of Jurassic Park. Like,
planning the Star Wars sequel trilogy, despite the fact that the World movies all had the same screenwriter.
The exact same screenwriter, and that's why they all suck. God, I can't wait for that day where me and Raymond just bash on.
I didn't even see Dominion because I heard Dominion was even worse.
I didn't see it either.
oh, I didn't bother.
It barely made $1 billion.
Just barely. Dude, we live in an era where $1 billion gross can be a disappointment.
Yeah.
Age of Extinction, the Jurassic World films.
I mean, the Michael Bay Transformers movies, they at least give you what they promise.
Yeah, just dumb action movies, but Jurassic World, you expect more from them. But no, they're terribly written movies as well.
I'm having traumatic flashbacks to. I'm having traumatic flashbacks to John Turturro's ass crack in Transformers.
I read an interview on I think Variety. Colin Trevorrow flat out admitted that there should have only been one Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, just like there should have been one Jaws movie.
Yeah, I know exactly. Like, you know what's funny? We live in an era of reboots. Jaws, I think, is the one franchise that's safe from getting a reboot.
Yeah, 'cause they already got the worst version, which is Jaws: The Revenge. Oh.
I mean, the final act of Jaws: The Revenge is quite unintentionally funny.
The freaking roar from the shark. I mean,
the rest of it is boring as hell, but the final act is hilarious.
Oh yeah,
the freaking shark roars. Love it. God.
Shark roars. You know what's funny? Like Siskel and Ebert, they made such a big deal about Michael Caine's self-drying shirt. I'm like, that is the least of the movie's problems. Yeah. Like, come on. Fucking roar.
No, that is one of my favorite Ebert moments when he goes, his shirt is dry. It's just like...
I'm like, Ebert, that is a freaking nitpick. That is a nitpick, Ebert.
Let's talk about how the shark roared.
Oh my god.
Dude, I love it. Why'd they ever make a Jaws 2? Did you ever see Jaws 3D? Oh.
Yeah, that was bad too.
That gave me a migraine. That film gave me a migraine.
People at the time were like, you can't make a movie worse than Jaws 3D, but they did.
They did. And the black dude gets like mauled, and then he just like comes out. He's like, "Oh, I'm good, bro."
I'm good, bro. Oh my god, it's so ridiculous. Like Michael Caine was in it.
Apparently, he was only in it for the money, and I'm all like, you know what, Michael Caine, I respect that you can admit that.
Yeah, that's funny. I actually made a joke. I actually made a humor cartoon about how Jaws: The Revenge was made. Like, you see a producer in 1987, right? He has a script for Jaws: The Revenge. He's like, oh man, there is no way in hell I'm doing this sober. Then he calls his friend and says, hey buddy, I'm gonna be doing work in the Bahamas and I need some drugs. So you better get some Quaaludes and don't forget my cocaine. Yeah, what are you, deaf? I need my cocaine. We were talking about a shark that follows a family from New York to the Bahamas. I need my cocaine. I can't do this without my cocaine. So you better give me my cocaine. And that's how Michael Caine gets it in the movie.
That's how he ended up in the movie. I like that. What, it was Hunter S. Thompson who was the executive producer, just get a shitload of drugs for the Bahamas.
Yeah, they must like my cocaine for Michael Caine.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get it.
That is how Jaws was made.
Oh, Lord.
Like, Jaws is one franchise that will definitely not get a reboot. Just like Pocahontas is definitely the only Disney movie safe from getting a live-action adaptation.
Yeah, they're too... Yeah, no, I don't see them. They're already like, that's too cliched on its own. Though, I actually kind of like it.
You have Terrence Malick's The New World. That's basically enough.
Yeah.
So thank goodness we will never get a reboot for Jaws.
I'm actually happy about that.
I'm sure we all are. We all are.
What do you think is the second greatest shark movie? The second greatest shark movie?
For me, is Deep Blue Sea.
Oh, jeez, what?
I might go with The Meg, to be honest. The Meg has its pleasures.
Oh, Lord.
I tried to get into it, but I just couldn't.
I remember watching The Meg, and the dude, like, jumps off, and the shark just shows up, and it flows right into his mouth. And I'm like, yes, that is what I need in my life.
I thought that little Chinese girl, I thought she stole the show, to be honest. Like, she was adorable.
It's also the one that Captain Jack Harkness was in. Oh, my God. I love that one.
Yeah.
That is so funny. But, you know, I forgot, now I just forgot what my original point was.
Oh yeah, well, we're talking about, like, I think I was talking about how sometimes slapstick works and sometimes doesn't. Like, it works in Home Alone, but when it doesn't work because of that C-word Megan and Drake and Josh.
Oh, God.
Fuck Megan. Fuck Megan.
Oh, yeah, I remember now what I was going to bring up. You know, I had this, like, really fun headcanon that it was actually, like, it was actually hinted the whole time that Ray was, his granddaughter because she was so good for this world. Well, he's, like, the most evil bastard imaginable. It's probably really stupid, but, you know, that's always just a fun thing I kind of thought was funny. It's kind of funny in an ironic way.
Unironically funny, yeah.
Yes.
But anyways, so, these two burglars end up getting brutalized by this poor child. These poor burglars just get brutalized. And like I said earlier, have you guys ever seen those videos where the doctors are like, yeah, they'd probably be dead if this happened in the real world?
I saw it.
I do remember hearing that Marv suffered more.
Yeah. Just,
Like it would take 10 Harrys and 18 Marvs or something like that to survive 2 Home Alone movies.
My favorite gag is where he puts the spider on him, and I love how they mentioned that earlier. He's all like, dude, I fucking hate spiders, man. And then he drops the spider on him, and he just screams like a child. I mean, I love Daniel Stern.
I can relate, yeah.
Oh, Daniel Stern. I mean, he's been in other stuff too. Like, I think he did some dramatic work before Home Alone.
And then he became, then he just was like, oh, yeah, you're the slapstick guy. Awesome.
Yeah, he played the father in that Hallmark Christmas Story too.
Oh, God. Don't bring up Hallmark movies.
About that.
Don't bring up Hallmark
movies. He was
movies.
basically the ghost of better Christmas movies past.
That would be a great, like,
Totally
meta
forgot
joke.
about that. Oh, boy.
Although, I did see the HBO Max sequel to Christmas Story. That actually wasn't bad.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Stories, Christmases.
I saw that trailer, and I was like, huh.
I mean, like, Peter Billingsley comes back, and he does the narration, and, like, he really does capture, like, Jesus Shepherd's narration.
I might need to see that again. Or I might need to see that, because I saw that, I was like, when is Hollywood going to figure out that rebooting films is just not going to
it wasn't really necessary, but as far as reboots go, you definitely could do worse. Like, I recommend A Christmas Story at Christmas.
Though, to be honest, we did get Top Gun Maverick, which is probably the best
That was
sequel in the last, like, decade, maybe.
That might have been the best film, although I will say, when it comes to, like delayed sequels, I'd still say my favorite recent memory is Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, that was a great
film.
film.
I think Blade Runner 2049 is better than the original.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah, you've seen it, right, Jake?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think it's an absolute masterpiece. Although it is a little weird how they don't mention Roy Batty once.
Yeah.
I was like, you didn't mention it once? Come on.
I mean, I guess they didn't want to pander too much to nostalgia, but that's really a nitpick, though.
Oh, yeah, but, man, one of the greatest sequels ever.
I'll admit I wasn't a huge fan of Dune from Villeneuve. I just was like... Because I read the book.
Villeneuve never disappoints.
What?
Villeneuve never disappoints.
Yeah, I
No, he
know.
doesn't.
Prisoners is still my favorite movie from him.
Than even Christopher Nolan. I mean, I still love Christopher Nolan, but I think the cracks are starting to show a bit with Tenet.
Oh, big time, big time.
Oh my god, Tenet made my head just hurt. Gave me a migraine.
That's a film where it was way too complex for my taste.
I'm like,
yeah, I know.
Okay, so you managed to make... You put some of the best action...
Spectacle for the sake of spectacle.
I was basically like, so you put some of the best action you've ever made into a mid-tier effort. Just... God.
Into a story that's, like, so complex where it, like,
too hard. Anyways, I feel like Nolan actually tried too hard.
Yeah, he tried too hard with Tenet. He tried to make it, like, super complex. I'm like, no, just do it like Inception, where it's complex, but people would understand, like, dream within a dream. But Tenet, I'm still confused what the actual story is or what the point of it was.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
my dad and I watched it.
Inception hit that balance perfectly.
Perfectly. Still my favorite film from him.
The sound design.
Yeah, it might be that. Honestly, I think it is Inception. I think I like Inception more than The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight for me,
personally.
And Prestige like right after, because I freaking love Prestige.
Well, I think it'd be like Inception, Dark Knight, and Memento.
No one loves the Prestige. Now I'm really sad because I freaking love that
Prestige.
movie.
I think Insomnia is a very underrated film.
Yeah, it's a good
movie. I couldn't
movie.
get into that. Although Interstellar is underappreciated. I really like Interstellar. I know some people don't, but I pretty much loved Interstellar.
I need to revisit that movie.
I thought the father-daughter stuff was kind of corny. I thought the father-daughter stuff was kind of corny, but it was solid. Like, some of the best, like, effects I've ever seen, like, in modern day.
Dude, I think it's Hans Zimmer's best score. Like, No Time for Caution. Like, the track No Time for Caution, Hans Zimmer, Interstellar, that's the best work he ever did.
That's fair.
I will admit, I am a sucker for space movies, so I do need to revisit Interstellar. I've only seen it like twice, but I know I need to watch it more times to really appreciate it.
You actually think Interstellar's what?
I actually think Interstellar is underrated, oddly enough.
Though I'd say Inception is a really good movie.
Yeah, that's probably his best film.
Tenet, he was just trying way too hard.
Oh my god.
Like,
Don't even start on Tenet.
My brain was scrambled.
He's gonna be making Oppenheimer
Honestly,
next year.
I couldn't get into Insomnia, but the thing is, I couldn't get into the original Norwegian film either.
Understandable.
I thought it was pretty straightforward.
It might not have been Nolan's fault. It might have been the fact that it was remaking a movie I didn't care about either.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, one of my yeah, Dark Knight's still for me. Just man, I love that film. I know it's kind of a normie pick, but like, what do you want me to say? It's like, you know, like that film.
I will say this though, I do think sometimes hype can spoil a great movie.
I agree.
I mean, I love The Dark Knight, but I got so sick of everyone telling me how great it was.
Yeah, it does get very old. I'm like, yeah, it is a masterpiece. I don't need you to say it a billion times to me.
In fact, hey Jake, on Letterboxd, I actually did a 5-star review of The Dark Knight.
Yeah, I remember
my
this.
Letterboxd review was just 3 sentences. I said, it's a pretty good movie. I thought Heath Ledger did a good job. If you're a fan of Batman, you'd probably like it.
I remember that. I read that.
3 sentences, and that's what I did for my Letterboxd review of The Dark Knight.
That's golden.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, he almost kills Marvin and Harry. They would probably die if this were the real world. God, what a different film that would have been. Jeez, like, I'm wondering if anyone's gonna do the dark. You know what? I'm not gonna give Hollywood any ideas.
Imagine if Christopher Nolan directed a Home Alone movie.
Oh my God, probably be.
Dude, I gotta connect these topics somehow.
Imagine Tarantino.
Oh my God, it would be way.
For it.
Bro,
They would literally die while having shots at their feet.
Tarantino would probably kill off Marvin Harry if this were a Tarantino
He would.
Home
That's no
Alone.
question, sir. While he pans up to their feet.
He'd like pan on the mom's feet and like, yeah.
This is the money shot right here, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh jeez. You know, I was actually considering getting his cinema book that he put out recently, but I'm like, I don't know.
I asked my mom for that for Christmas. I asked that for Christmas. Like, I asked for that Tarantino book for Christmas.
I didn't read his Once Upon a Time in Hollywood novel version, because I'm like, why the hell would you do that?
I want to read that too.
Tarantino's odd, because I mean, I like all his movies, but it's one of those, it's like you said earlier, sometimes hype can kind of kill a great movie. It can kill a great director, too.
Yeah.
Though Reservoir Dogs and Django and The Hateful Eight are still my favorite of his movies.
Really? You know, I like Reservoir Dogs, but I love Reservoir Dogs, but I don't rank it as high as a lot of other people do, because in many ways I feel like it was kind of a rough draft for Pulp Fiction.
I actually think it's better than Pulp Fiction, but that's just... Or I like it more. Or I like it more.
I mean, I respect your opinion, but...
I'm wrong? Alright,
That was the funniest thing I've heard.
What? I get it. But no, if Home Alone were from Tarantino, he probably would have killed Harry and Marv off. Like, brutally.
Definitely.
How about David Fincher directing Home Alone?
Oh my God.
It would be super grungy. It wouldn't be a family
It'd be
film.
really grungy and just like violent all throughout the movie. The kids like,
Oh my God, like,
references.
oh, I'd love this. This
isn't necessarily Home Alone related, but I remember on Film Buffs I made a joke. What if Lars von Trier directed a Marvel movie?
Oh
And
boy.
this is my proposal. Like, it would be about Black Widow character. There'd be a childhood scene where her father is explaining to her how very arrogant she is for not liking superhero movies. And then later when she's an adult, both the Hulk and Captain America are severely injured. So Scarlet Witch has to like take on villains by herself. And in the end, she basically sacrifices herself to Thanos. And also, David Bowie's song "Heroes" would constantly be playing throughout the soundtrack.
Yo, I'd actually pay to see that.
I'd pay to see that as well.
I pay to see that big time.
Even though I'm not a like Von
Definitely.
Trier fan, I'd pay for that. Though,
Yeah, I'd pay to see that.
If David Fincher made Home Alone, it would be like from the robber's perspective. They'd be all like these sympathetic, and it turns out this kid is just a fucking psychopath. John Doe style.
That's what they did. That's what they did for Home Sweet Home Alone, and it didn't work out well.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Turns out
I
this.
mean, if you're rooting for the villains, it's not that funny seeing them get brutalized by an 11-year-old.
Oh man, can we talk about that John Williams score? I mean, as if this movie couldn't be any more Spielbergian. As if this film couldn't get any more Spielbergian.
Oh yeah.
We ended up getting. Oh yeah, wasn't Chris Columbus?
All but Spielberg's sentimentality.
Yeah, no. I mean, I like. There's a lot of Spielberg's movies I love, but there's sometimes I'm like, I think sometimes he's a little too sentimental for his own good.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, Schindler's List was such an epic way to prove all the critics wrong.
Yeah, that was a fucked up movie.
Indeed. Yeah.
And Saving Private Ryan's really dark too.
I mean, although I will say, as brutal as Schindler's List was, it was still inspirational and uplifting. Something that can't be said for, like, Come and See.
Oh my God, I haven't even seen that, but I've heard like horror stories about that movie.
Yeah. It's not even about the Holocaust. It's just the horrible things the Wehrmacht did in Russia.
Oh jeez.
Oh my God.
No.
You guys did a whole bunch. You guys did a bunch of horrible things that aren't even Holocaust related.
Yeah. Apparently Kubrick was gonna make a Holocaust movie, but I guess Spielberg beat him to it, and he's like, nah.
Yeah, Spielberg would be better for the job.
Well, he's Jewish, so you know that sounded wrong.
I mean, granted, although Roberto Benigni wasn't Jewish.
That's true, and
What do you mean? Well, the thing is, though, Benigni wasn't Jewish, but his father did suffer at the hands of the Nazis and was imprisoned.
that is a great movie. I forget the name of his Holocaust movie.
Oh, Life is Beautiful?
Yeah, Life is Beautiful. That's a really good movie.
As far as Holocaust dramas go, that's definitely the most whimsical one you'll ever see.
And it's really sad. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, as horrible. I mean, yeah, certainly the Holocaust was horrible and more gritty than that, but you know, like, damn, like that's a great movie.
Well, it showed how important it is to protect a child's innocence.
Yeah, and oh my God, I don't want to talk about the ending because, like, God, it rips me up still.
Oh yeah.
But
beautifully poetic.
plus, I don't want to spoil it for Jacob if he hadn't seen Life is Beautiful. Jacob,
I have not.
you haven't? Oh.
I won't spoil it for you.
Oh. I will say the ending will shatter your heart into pieces.
I probably won't watch it.
That's fair, man. So back to more wholesome content. So they get like spanked by this 8-year-old kid, and it's kind of embarrassing if you feel like. I bet hardened criminals were like watching this with their kids and just shaking their heads like idiots.
Ugh. Oh my God.
Just. I don't know what hardened criminals would think of this film, but I'm sure they'd probably just go like, oh, Jesus Christ. Is this really how Hollywood views us?
Oh my God.
Yeah, no. But Jacob, what do you think of this?
I mean, like, at least they purposely made the robbers idiots, unlike like Home Alone 3 when they're supposed to be like these really big masterminds.
Oh my God, yeah. Just, oh, jeez. We don't talk about that film here. But, yeah. No. But Jacob, what do you think of all the slapstick?
We talked about Home Sweet Home Alone as much as we have.
Oh shit. Jacob just left. Oh, he's back.
Jacob, are you there?
Jacob, you there, man?
Are you there? I don't think any of us. I'm still here. I don't think any of us left.
I lost connection for a minute.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I hope you didn't get salty at us.
I hope we didn't offend you for liking any of those Home Alone sequels.
Because I love them.
Yeah. But Jacob, what do you think of all? What do you think of all the slapstick in this? Like, isn't it some like the greatest slapstick of all time?
Oh yeah, especially in live action, because slapstick in live action—that's hard to pull off. In a cartoon, it makes sense, but man, this film pulls it off marvelously.
Yeah, it's almost like a Tom and Jerry cartoon.
Done right. Especially when you look at all the movies that don't pull it off well, and this movie does.
Yeah, look at all the other live-action films that do slapstick.
Like
that
this
do his poor job.
And Johnny English, best slapstick.
Oh, I forgot about Johnny English. Yeah, that had pretty good slapstick.
I've never seen those movies. I should check them out.
Oh my god, they are so hilarious. I love Johnny English. That's where I first knew of Rowan Atkinson before, Blackadder and Mr. Bean.
I knew him from like Four Weddings and a Funeral and Love Actually.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in Love Actually. Do I want to talk? I don't know if I want to talk about Love Actually this Christmas.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? I never watched The Walking Dead, but my mind was blown when I realized the guy with the cue cards was Andrew Lincoln.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I learned that like literally yesterday.
Yesterday?
I do love how when the British guy goes to America, he gets laid just for having a British accent. It's hilarious.
Though Alan Rickman's in it, and you can't go wrong with that guy.
Yeah, no, not at all.
No.
Imagine if Alan Rickman was in this movie. Just he'd be the crotchety neighbor.
Yeah.
Gets Hans Gruber up against.
I mean, Harry and Marv are no Hans Gruber.
Sadly, no.
No.
Sadly, no, they're not. So after the shenanigans, Kevin calls police, and he ends up luring the duo into a neighboring house, and they end up ambushing Kevin, and they prepare to get their revenge, and instead of just doing it, they have to list it out to scare the shit out of this kid. But don't worry, because Old Man Marley is up to the rescue, and he just...
Yeah, it's such a common cliche. Like, if you guys would just shut the hell up and do your job, you wouldn't be defeated.
Exactly.
It's like that scene in Batman the Animated Series when when Harley just goes to the Joker, why don't you just shoot him? And he just gets pissed off. He's like, because I have to take him down with the most epic plan of all time, and it's just super ridiculous. That's the one cliche. I'm like, why don't you just do it?
I mean, dude, Ozymandias from Watchmen was smart. He revealed his entire plan after he did it.
Yeah, after he did it.
That was kind of ballsy. I do like that.
Yeah, no, Alan Moore, man. It's just like... Yeah. Don't worry, because Old Man Marley shows up and just fucking decks the two.
Definitely.
Excellent. Totally excellent. I haven't seen Bill and Ted, though.
You have not?
I have not.
I've seen the first one.
I haven't seen Face the Music. I need to, though.
But yeah, Harry and Marv get knocked out, and they get arrested by the police because they happen to identify all the houses because of Marv's habit of flooding them. I love how Joe Pesci just gives him this snarl, like, I'm gonna fucking kill you when I get out of prison. and Kevin just waves, just so innocently. Then Christmas Day comes, and we get the most wholesome part of this movie, where Kevin and his family just reunite, or him and his mom, and he waits for his mom comes home, and they reunite, and it's a beautiful thing, and then the whole family just shows up.
It turns out, if she had just waited for the next fight, she still would have been home at the same time.
Yeah. Though, then she shows up, and then the whole family just decides, you know what? We'll just come back too.
Yeah. No, but remember, like, the father booked the trip, booked the next flight.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So like, if the mom had just waited for the next flight, she would have been there on time. But I guess if your son is like home alone, you can't risk. You're not thinking rationally.
It's a mom thing, is what I'm just saying. He decides not to tell him about his misadventures with two burglars, but Harry ends up, his dad, John Hurd, ends up finding Harry's gold tooth, and he's like, huh. He just kind of shrugs it off.
Now he's even richer.
What?
Now he's even richer.
Now he's even richer, yeah. Then Kevin sees that Marley is reunited with his family, and they give a little nice wave, and you're like, oh. And then Buzz says, I'm gonna beat your... Or he's like, Kevin, I'm gonna beat your ass! Or something like that. I forget what he says. Oh, what? I forget what it is that he says. Do you guys remember? Or I think he goes, Kevin, I'm gonna kill you! And he's like, oh, shit.
No, it's like, Kevin, look what you did to my room!
And, that's the end of the movie. Home Alone.
Home Alone. One of the greatest Christmas, one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time.
One of the best comedies. Greatest
it's
Christmas
funny how
comedy.
Chris didn't look too fondly at it at the time, but it is aged like wine.
Yeah, no, it's aged pretty well. I mean, Home Alone 2 is just kind of a copy of this, but this film is just... it is a good...
Home Alone 2 is a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, no, 2's good too. The creepy bird lady is certainly, certainly,
Dude, to this day, I'm still afraid of birds, so I would have been scared as hell if I ran into her.
You're afraid of birds? Oh. That's...
Yeah, to this day, I still am.
Oh, Lord. Did you see Hitchcock's Birds movie too early?
No, it wasn't that, but interesting fact, like in Home Alone 2, the pigeon lady,
Oh, yeah.
that actress, like, she's won an Oscar.
Oh, man. Home Alone.
Yeah, she was in My Left Foot. She won an Oscar for that.
Oh, really? No, I haven't actually seen My Left Foot. That's one of the Daniel Day-Lewis films I haven't seen.
Yeah, the pigeon lady from Home Alone's in it, and she also won an Oscar.
Though, my favorite Daniel Day-Lewis movie is still There Will Be Blood, because it's my second favorite film of all time.
Awesome. It's funny. I mean, don't get me wrong. There Will Be Blood is a great movie, though it doesn't have as much rewatch probably for me. It's something like Boogie Nights or Magnolia. Like, Boogie Nights is his best.
Magnolia is a really close second.
I don't know, like...
Boogie Nights.
He hasn't seen...
I mean, PTA himself said that Magnolia is his favorite of the films he's directed.
I also have a soft spot for The Master as well. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, I like that movie. Yeah, I saw that in the theater with my parents, and they didn't really get it.
yeah. I didn't watch it with my parents. I just was like, oh, this is really... because it gets really dark.
Revisit Magnolia. I couldn't get into it when I first watched it.
Yeah, I couldn't get into Magnolia either. I probably was...
Sometimes you're not in the right mood. Like, usually if there's like a universally acclaimed movie that I just couldn't get into, I would give it like 3.5 stars out of Letterboxd, because there's a good chance I might love it the second time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what movie's that for you?
For me, Tarkovsky's Mirror.
Oh, Tarkovsky's Mirror?
No, like, Andrei Tarkovsky directed a movie called Mirror.
Oh, okay.
And Paris, Texas was another one.
I haven't seen that one. I have heard of it. Heard Harry Dean Stanton's in it.
Oh yeah, I know he died.
But yeah, one of my, God, what did I watch recently? I don't even remember now. Jesus, I'm fucking losing my mind now. I did watch Licorice Pizza recently, which was...
Oh yeah, he told us.
Yeah, I should mention again. I saw it. Solid movie, not one of my favorite PTA films. I mean, after making bangers like There Will Be Blood, The Master, and Phantom Thread in, like, succession, I'll admit that Licorice Pizza was kind of a step down, but still great movie. Still a very good movie.
Oh, I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, yeah.
Although I will say, like, I know with gas prices getting higher in America, it does feel a bit topical.
Yeah, yeah. It actually aged very well, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Also, the soundtrack in that movie, I forgot to mention this, but amazing. I love the soundtrack in Licorice Pizza.
Although I will say, the trailer, I love the trailer for Licorice Pizza, but it was actually kind of misleading, I thought, because that scene where the kid gets arrested, I thought that was going to be like a big third act dramatic twist, but like it's kind of a throwaway moment in the movie.
Yeah.
That's one thing I thought that kind of threw me off a little bit.
It even has the bane of my existence, Sean Penn in
I don't
it.
like Sean Penn either.
Even has Sean Penn, who I absolutely despise, and he's actually not that bad. I hate Sean Penn. Carlton,
Penn as well.
like our unofficial member Carlton, he really likes Sean Penn for some reason. I'm like, bro.
But it's Carlton.
It's Carlton, man. That's all I'll say.
He's unpredictable.
Yeah, I know. Every time I'm like, yo, I thought this movie's good, he'll go, oh, I thought it sucked. Like, you know, Thor Ragnarok. Or I'll go...
I mean, Sean Penn's character in Licorice Pizza, he was definitely based on, like, William Holden.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He did a lot of war movies.
Yeah, no. That made me go watch The Wild Bunch again. That's a great movie.
Yeah, or Bridge on the River Kwai.
Oh my gosh, I love Bridge on the River. It's one of my favorite war films, too. Alec Guinness is in it.
You know what's funny? We talk about on Film Buffs all the time that 1957 was probably the greatest year for cinema.
I know! So
Not
many
only
great
that,
movies came out that
they
year.
picked the right choice for Best Picture.
Wait, what came out for Best Picture?
Oh, Bridge on the River Kwai.
Oh, it won Best Picture? Deserved,
Yeah.
I would say.
Very worthy Best Picture winner.
Also, 12 Angry Men came out that year, which is in my top 10.
Throne of Blood, Knights of Cabiria, both The Seventh Seal and Wild Strawberries.
That's the glory, yeah.
Paths of Glory.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Knights of Cabiria, I think I mentioned. I mean, The Sweet Smell of Success, Witness for the Prosecution, Facing the Crowd. There's so many great films.
That and 1971 might be the best years of cinema, and the 80s, just the entirety of the 80s.
1971, that's definitely a great year. Not only because 1971 had great movies, it was like very symbolic of like a changing landscape.
Yeah.
It's not the fact that they were great, but also observing the kind of movies that they were, you know? Like, our attitude towards violence. Movies are being made now that wouldn't get made a few years before.
Yeah, no, Dirty Harry would definitely not get made today.
Not at
Just,
all.
talk about a drinking game with how much offensive shit is in that movie. I would be plastered by, the middle of the movie.
I mean, for that matter, The French Connection.
Oh my god, yeah, The French Connection.
I almost think Dirty Harry and The French Connection are in the same universe.
Yeah, no, I bet, they call French frogs, which is, apparently, an offensive word for French people.
Oh my god, if you can't be offensive to the French, you can't be offensive to anyone.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's crazy. Yeah. I know, I'm pretty sure the main character says the N-word a few times in French Connection.
Yeah, no. Though
honestly, but that chase scene, I wouldn't be surprised if this year's The Batman took notes from the car chase in French Connection.
Oh my god, I love the car chase in French Connection. That and Bullet are probably the best car chase. I was in a mood of watching car chase movies, and I watched French Connection and Bullet and Secession. Oh, great! That's a great double feature.
Dude, it's funny. You know, the funny thing about the French Connection is that it won Best Picture, and it basically is a really well-directed genre film.
Yeah, about the police failing at their jobs.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's kind of interesting about it. It's basically on paper, it's a standard action movie, but William Friedkin turned it into so much more.
Oh, he did.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great filmmaker. I think he's going to be making another one soon.
Oh,
Because I absolutely fucking love Killer Joe.
I didn't see Killer Joe.
Oh, it's really good. Matthew McConaughey during his reconnaissance, he's great in it. Did your internet go out?
No, I'm still here. Sorry, I'm looking at looking at the French Connection, and I remember the ending kind of left me cold there for a little bit because he kind of just shoots him, and that's the end of the movie.
I mean, to be fair, there actually was a sequel that I haven't seen, but I heard the sequel's actually pretty good, and I didn't see French Connection too. Like, it was directed by John Frankenheimer, who's made some great films.
He also made The Island of Dr. Moreau too, but that wasn't really his fault though.
Oh boy, yeah.
I mean, dude. There was that movie in 1964, The Train, with Burt Lancaster. Extremely underrated. Not many people have heard of it, but The Train is a pretty damn good World War II movie.
I've heard of it.
I have to try
Came
that
out
one.
like
Great
1964.
movie. Not a lot of people talk about it, but it's a great movie.
He also made The Manchurian Candidate, which is a really good movie.
I haven't seen that, but he also did Seconds. Seconds was a pretty good thriller.
I have seen that once. I remember really liking it.
Yeah, I remember liking it too.
Oh, The Train. Wait a minute. The Monument Men. They ripped this film off.
They basically did.
Wow.
But the thing is, The Train had like some legit action set pieces in it. Burt Lancaster.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I want to rewatch The Train. That's a great movie.
Now I want to watch it, damn it. So many great films. So little time.
It's funny, like, dude, I was speaking of World War II, this is kind of related, but I remember seeing a German film called The Bridge. It came out like 1959, I think. That was a really good war movie that Saving Private Ryan probably took some cues from. It's basically about a bunch of German kids defending their homeland.
Oh, I might have to check that out.
In fact, one of the most brilliant moments in the movie where the kids are fighting, they run into an adult American soldier, and the adult American soldier says, "Wow, you're so young. It's like you guys are in kindergarten." And they understood what kindergarten meant, so they got angry.
Wow.
It's quite a brilliant moment.
You know, I actually wanted to talk about war film back last month because of Veterans Day, but sadly I didn't get around to it because we got busy during November.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, Jacob, I wanted to do a
time to talk about war movies.
I wanted to do a war movie, and he's all like, sorry, I know.
Yeah, I like looking at war movies from like other countries.
Yeah, because like America, we used to make some banger war movies, and now we're just kind of like making now they're just super Oscar baity.
That's funny. Like, you look at the 60s as the countercultural movement, and in many ways it was. But in the 60s, you also got a lot of war movies where it's like the American good guys fighting the Nazis.
Well, nobody likes Nazis, so I think people were
you had The Great Escape, you had The Dirty Dozen, or Eagles Dare.
I still need to see those, but...
Where Eagles Dare is very good. Like, Clint Eastwood, by far the best thing about the movie was the gorgeous Bavarian winter countryside, the scenery. That was gorgeous to look at.
One of my favorite war films is Bridge on the River Kwai.
That is a masterpiece.
I love that's one I'd love to talk about one day on here. Jacob, have you seen Bridge on the River Kwai?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh, great film.
Dude, that is a masterpiece. We need more movies like those. Like, do you know what I would like to see happen? I would love to make it so, like, DC and Marvel just release one superhero movie every year. That way the market wouldn't be as oversaturated with them.
Yeah.
Possibly.
One Marvel movie. Two, for me, the limit, because, like, with their Disney Plus shows, it's just, like, getting overwhelming. Like, I didn't even finish Moon Knight.
I haven't done that.
I haven't seen any of the shows.
Yeah, after
the first 3 episodes of WandaVision, that's it.
After Endgame, I kind of was...
For Doctor Strange 2, you basically had to have seen WandaVision, so I was confused as hell. I was confused by Scarlet Witch was the villain because I hadn't seen WandaVision.
Falcon and Winter Soldier is very good. That might actually be... Loki's still my favorite, but Falcon and Winter Soldier is a close second. I think it's better than WandaVision. That's my hot take.
Oh, I thought you said Falcon the One. I thought you meant Captain America the Winter Soldier. Because Captain America: The Winter Soldier is my favorite MCU film.
I take it none of you have bothered with She-Hulk.
No, I just saw the Daredevil episode.
That's it.
But here's the thing, that wasn't even that big of a deal because Daredevil had a great surprise cameo in No Way Home.
That was great.
Oh yeah.
So that wasn't even like really that big of a deal because he already was in the MCU,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a very nice surprise.
Very nice.
Yeah, there is certain, like, I feel like the MCU hasn't been like the same since Endgame, because Endgame was such a masterpiece in like every way, maybe not every way imaginable, but it was certainly like, I thought it was a great film, just like a great bookend.
You know what it is? I'm like, Phase 4 is a desert of mediocrity, and No Way Home was the oasis.
Yeah.
No Way Home was the oasis.
For me, No Way Home, Shang-Chi, and recently Wakanda Forever, I'd say were the best MCU films in Phase 4. Phase 4, for me, has been very disappointing.
I mean, like, I don't have stake in it anymore, because Endgame already happened.
I know, it's just like...
It ended very well. We don't really need much more. I mean, I thought No Way Home was a nice coda.
Yeah, I know, it's just like, you know, I mean, as much as I love the Marvel Universe and MCU, I think is... You know, as people love to rag on it, but I do think it's probably the only bright spot in Hollywood right now, because it actually has more
I have a
like
love-hate relationship with it.
It's like it has more like heart and soul than other. Like, there's more heart and soul put into it than, say, you know, other action genre stuff. I mean, you could say that about, you know, I wouldn't say that about the Jurassic Park. Now I know that's probably a weak defense, but I mean, Endgame and like all the movies that came before that, maybe not all of them, but like a good couple of them, probably some of the best like popcorn mainstream Hollywood movies in the past like decade.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, they've had some great moments.
Oh yeah. I mean, Winter Soldier's still my favorite out of all of them because, like, good lord.
I actually think Civil War might be my favorite.
The Avengers for me.
Yeah,
I mean,
like the first one.
Yeah, the first one.
For me, I'm gonna go with Civil War, which was basically Avengers 2.5.
Yeah, I don't know why it wasn't just Avengers Civil War, but, you know, whatever.
I mean, Captain America was technically the main character.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Civil War is the MCU best in my opinion.
Though, yeah, it's like, you know, I think a new Hollywood type of movement, we certainly need that in this age right now, because Hollywood's kind of droughted at the moment. I'm actually wanting to make an episode about that at some point, like a special episode.
Yeah, they need, I mean, like, apparently MCU has already, quote-unquote, planned Phase 5 and Phase 6.
Oh,
like,
my God.
You're getting a bit cocky.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I mean...
I would just say, like...
These shows being interconnected, like, apparently I saw from, like, Sean Chandler, like, and She-Hulk, Hulk apparently now has a son. So that means if you don't watch a legal sitcom about a woman in her 30s juggling her work and dating life, then whenever there's going to be, like, Hulk's son in the next movie, you're going to be really confused if you haven't watched She-Hulk.
Yep, exactly. It's like you have to watch him so you can understand when you see the newest Marvel movie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the MCU has been just up and down recently.
Yeah, we got some great movies, and then we got Love and Thunder.
God, Love and Thunder was such a letdown.
Like, I saw, like, Nostalgia Critics' Disney December review of She-Hulk. Like, he tried to be as fair as possible and say as many nice things as he could, but even he admitted that he didn't even finish the show.
I don't know if you've watched The Critical Drinker, but I'm kind of starting to get tired of his content, but yeah, he's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of weak. And I'm all like, okay, I guess so.
I mean, you either love something or you hate it. Something just can't be okay.
Yeah, no, I'm mostly just like, this is alright. Like, better made than a lot of other, you know, but not like Winter Soldier tier. Like, Shang-Chi was fantastic. You know, No Way Home was fantastic. But, no, aside from that, the rest of the movie's been kind of mid-tier.
Yeah, Love and Thunder.
I feel like Taika Waititi is wasting his talents for the MCU.
He is after he made Love and Thunder, which sucked ass.
No, Love and Thunder was just a letdown, because I was so excited, because I'm like, oh yeah, finally, they put some, like...
No, it sucked ass. You're wrong.
It just... Well, I wouldn't say it sucked ass. It was just...
Sucked.
It was
sucked.
It was a
I
letdown.
was right. You and Tiger wrong.
It was let
All
down.
the MCU movies, it has the most amount of jokes, but the least amount of laughs.
It was a letdown.
I remember sitting at the theater just with a blank face while my other friend was laughing his ass off, enjoying it himself.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm not enjoying this at all.
It's kind of like...
Most jokes, but I barely laughed.
It's kind of like Avengers versus Justice League. You know, Avengers is Joss Whedon on his A game, and Justice League is just him fucking barely even trying. Like, that's Ragnarok in Love and Thunder. Ragnarok is just him hitting it on all cylinders, and in Love and Thunder is just him just not even giving a shit at this point.
Well, you know what it is? I feel like they try to recreate past success, and they try too hard in doing so.
It was just
should
it was
have
a
got a
letdown.
different director, in my opinion, because Taika just made
he should go back to making movies like Hunt for the Wilder People, like some of those Kiwi films.
Yeah.
No, I mean Jojo Rabbit was a masterpiece.
Go back to his Kiwi roots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Jojo Rabbit was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed Jojo Rabbit, although I kind of wanted the humor to be edgier.
I was fine. I liked it because I kind of liked it because it was sort of that childlike view of Nazi Germany. It was kind of like Life is Beautiful in that way. Though,
yeah, a lot of people compare it to Life is Beautiful.
Though not on the Holocaust side, on the Nazi side.
I mean, it does come close to Holocaust. Subject matter.
Then again, people are really easily offended, and I don't like being those like boomer types. Like, oh, they're so offended nowadays. But yeah, certainly we've taken this sort of cancel culture thing a bit too far. Then again, that's kind of our MO in this century.
Cancel culture, we are insanely inconsistent.
Insanely, yeah.
But it's funny. Like, here's the thing, Jacob. Like, I was watching some clips of like an old Comedy Central roast. And I was like, dude. Roseanne Barr got fired for saying a joke like that.
Yeah. Then Chris Rock got slapped.
I think it was like roasted Justin Bieber. Like Jeff Ross was like, "Well, Shaquille O'Neal, in your spare time, you're probably throwing barrels at Super Mario Brother." And I was like, "Didn't Roseanne get fired for calling a black woman a monkey?"
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm getting at here?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that there's a time and place for everything, but
I mean, it's like
also,
with the whole.
It's like forgiveness to some extent.
I mean, it's like with the whole Chris Rock and Will Smith thing. Like, okay, physical assault is fine, but offensive jokes aren't okay.
Yo, 2022 has been a crazy ass year, man. We gotta
dude,
like.
2022. I mean, it's been better than the first two. It's better than 2020 and 2021.
Yo,
yeah.
dude, like, yo.
I mean, I was actually able to travel, and not only that, people actually love Game of Thrones again.
Yeah, no, House of the Dragon was fantastic. That's great.
It is fantastic, dude. And we're gonna get the Jon Snow sequel series next year.
Curious how that will go.
I'm ready for that.
I'm so looking forward to that.
Though one of my I forgot. Damn it. Andor is really good. I just need to see the last two episodes.
Andor. I can't wait to see Andor.
I want to see Willow.
I'm so tired of Star Wars fanboys calling me an NPC just because I liked something that came from Star Wars.
NPC? A non-player character? Why are they calling you that?
It's ridiculous.
They're calling you a non-player character? That's a weird insult.
It really is.
Yeah. Wow, what an insult. Wow, I'm like hurt right now.
Though,
NPC.
Let's talk about, and also Ezra Miller. I'm going to do a
oh my god.
Ezra Miller.
Yo, send me the video of that. I will watch it.
The worst part is people and the internet. Like, I'm going to do this bit where I say something like, I'm like, Ezra Miller is a psychopath. He choked a woman in public. Then you see somebody who are like, they choked a woman in public. public. Like, he threw a chair at a woman. They threw a chair at a woman.
Yeah, one of my, there's a video I saw. It was a Lego video from Forest Fire of what if Batman got raped in prison. And they're like, because Zack Snyder said that like a while ago. He's like, you get raped in my movie. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about Zack Snyder. But
it's funny how we actually look. It's funny how Zack Snyder is more beloved than Joss Whedon now.
Ugh. I mean, at least Joss Whedon understands superhero movies. You know, I mean, Justice League was just bad, but, you know, Avengers proves he gets superheroes. Like, he understands them well enough. But,
Yeah.
That's the thing. I hate the fact that I have to defend Joss Whedon now, because I'm very on and off about his work. Like, ugh.
Yeah. Dude, did you hear that Wonder Woman 3 is, like, not gonna happen? Like, the DC finally imploded on itself, and, like, James Gunn's just rebooting everything.
Yeah, I've heard, and I'm like, oh, why didn't you do this before, DC?
You know what I think you should do? Like, whenever you're gonna reboot something, make sure you take a few weeks off. Make sure you take a few years off before, just write your screenplays, get your shit together. You know what I mean?
You know, I saw
just releasing the movies immediately.
I saw a bit of Black Adam, and I'm like, oh, this is dumb.
God,
This is fun. This is fun. And then there's a conversation that happens, and they pull what I like to call a Taken 3, where they take 10 cuts to
You mean
cover.
Tech 3 in.
Yeah, Tech 3 in. Thank you. Where where it takes 10 shots for them to have a conversation. And I'm like, Carlton unironically defends this. Like, I would roast him, but I'm like, I don't want to hear him, like, go fucking when I say that I didn't care for Black Adam. Though, I'm not being fair. I'll admit I'm not being fair. I have only seen, like, 10 minutes of it before I'm like, alright, maybe I'll rewatch it. Maybe I'm watching it out of context, but that just drove me insane. Like, I hate that when that happens in movies.
Now I'm getting flashback from that scene where it took like 20 billion shots to where he's jumping over a fucking fence.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Taken 3.
Like, guys, there was like Olivia Megaton. Like, that is obviously a fake name.
It's so obvious. Oh god. Tech 3 in.
Oh god.
Oh,
One of the worst action.
Fugitive ripoff.
One of the worst action films ever. I hate it. The first one's actually good. That's the sucky part.
It's the first one's very good, actually.
I mean, dude, I don't want to see Liam Neeson become like what Bruce Willis was.
Yeah, I agree. Bruce Willis, he made like Die Hard and Unbreakable. Then he
12 Monkeys.
after he retired, it's mostly done straight to DVD stuff.
Yeah,
like 10 of them a year or something like that.
Yeah, 12
Like
Monkeys.
Bruce Willis, he's basically dying now too, like literally dying.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like that's probably why he's been phoning in his acting performances, because he can't physically act well anymore.
No.
But it makes you wonder why he even agreed to be in those movies in the first place. I mean, he doesn't have any financial problems. Like
No.
Nicolas Cage, he had an excuse. He made a lot of terrible financial decisions.
Yeah. He chose to do those bad movies because he had financial problems. That's why. So he gets a pass on that. Hey, Nicolas Cage is coming back and he's making great movies. Pig recently.
I haven't actually seen that film.
Don't forget Mandy.
Oh, Mandy, that's a really damn good movie.
I haven't
love
seen that one
Mandy.
either.
Mandy, Pig, great movies for Nicolas Cage. He's coming back.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Yeah, he had a lot of financial problems as well because he blew all of his
Like, I
money
think he
on.
put like a T-Rex skull or something like that.
Yeah, and Action Comics 1.
Oh my god. Oh, Nicolas Cage. God bless you.
Love Nicolas Cage. Oh yeah, he was also in Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which I still have yet to see.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. You know what I want to see before the year's over? I want to see Everything Everywhere All at Once. I want to. Actually, I'm planning to see it this week since my parents are gone.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I wasn't as over the moon with it as everyone else, but it's still a really good movie.
I know Jacob loved it.
Still my favorite film of this year so far. Nope's a close second. Then the Batman.
I seen Nope, but I think my favorites this year would be The Northman, and like 1 would be The Northman, 2 would be All Quiet on the Western Front, and 3 would be Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, no, The Northman was pretty good.
I also saw Glass Onion in theaters.
Oh,
I am so envious.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself.
The booth is finding out what accent Greg was doing.
Yeah, what the hell accent? What the hell was his accent?
I now regret that we didn't do Knives Out in November, because I actually consider Knives Out a Thanksgiving movie.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is to me. It is to me.
Another controversial question.
From his last movie.
Yeah, we were trying. Me and Jacob were trying to get that hashtag going, and like nobody was like super into it. And I was like, ah, damn it.
They're like, whatever. Die Hard, yeah. Is it a Christmas movie? Is it not?
I mean, it is a Christmas movie, but the fact of the matter is, you can watch it when it's not Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Christmas movie because it takes place in Christmas, but you can watch it whenever.
I mean, although to be fair, Let It Snow does play in the end credits.
Mm-hmm.
And oddly enough, Die Hard was recent. It was released in July too.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I'm like, oh, in July. Oh. Okay. Go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen, like I said, I've only seen the first Die Hard and Die Hard 2.
Oh, God.
Although I do know this. The next time somebody tells me they liked A Good Day to Die Hard would be the first time.
Yeah. God, I talk about wiping your ass with the other, like, 4 films. Ugh. I hate A Good Day to Die Hard. Jai Courtney has no, like, the only thing I liked him in was Suicide Squad. And that was a dog.
I hated that movie.
That was a dog shit movie.
That was his best performance, and the movie was bad.
I know. It's only had for the only.
Yeah, like you could call him Jai ruined every franchise and then Courtney, or Jai has the best agent in Hollywood, Courtney.
Yeah, he's in Divergent, which just makes me vomit internally.
Oh, what is?
I hate Divergent, you know?
Oh, dude, yeah.
I hate those movies. Fuck those movies. The books suck, too.
Not a powerful force.
Raymond, we can't really hear you that well. It sounds like you're muffled.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, but Divergent. It's one of those good-looking young people in a dystopian future taking on a powerful force type of movies.
Very obvious and cliched. And
Yeah,
the
no.
books even suck, too, so yeah.
Yeah, no.
I mean, yeah. Those movies were inescapable in the 2010s.
I will say that when a movie or book is so bad where I can say, Jesus Christ, I could write this shit better, you have a big problem there.
A big problem.
Just do you have any of those movies, like Jacob, Raymond? Do you have that movie where you're just like, man, I could do this better?
Well, I mean, you know what I'm going to say, but in film buffs, I made a joke saying, here's my proposal for a Jurassic Park movie: completely erase the Wool movies from canon, and have it, or at least Fallen Kingdom from canon, and have it be about a movie where like dinosaurs fight each other professionally. Like you'd have an Allosaurus versus a Spinosaurus, and everyone made fun of me for that. But then when I looked at the plot of Dominion, I unironically think I had a better story.
You know, actually, I would watch that film. Jacob, do you...
I also want to see a movie where a corporation is actually the good guy. Because it'd be a great way to subvert that trope, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Jacob, do you have one?
The whole evil corporation, I just find it to be such an overdone trope in movies.
Jacob, do you have that movie where it's so bad you're just like, Jesus, I could have written this better?
So actually, there's one recent movie. Have any of y'all seen Blonde?
I saw that.
Yeah, I saw it.
I mean, it got a bit. I love Anna de Armas, but it got a bit too artsy fartsy.
Yeah, that's like one that I would just completely redo. Because first off, why are all these Marilyn Monroe movies like based on these fictionalized stories, and some of them are controversial instead of just giving us a straightforward biopic about Marilyn Monroe's life? Like that's exactly what I would do.
I mean,
basing it on a controversial book.
Although I will say, I do admire them to have it. I do admire the filmmaker for like having the courage of seeing Marilyn Monroe suck off JFK.
though,
That's the frustrating part, though, about Blonde. They just treated her like a sex object, and it was basically just like sex stuff, Ana de Armas boob showing, and just sad moments. That's it.
Yeah, there wasn't even that much sex.
No.
And also another thing I want to point out, like naming Joe DiMaggio, the former baseball player, in the credits, and naming Arthur Miller, the playwright, in the credits, that just came off as a bit pretentious.
Very pretentious. I think I'm not the only one.
that sucks because I really love The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford from the same director.
That is a hauntingly beautiful Western.
That's a fantastic film. And
you know what's funny? Here's the thing. I know No Country for Old Men came out that year, but if Casey
And There Will Be
Affleck won
Blood.
Best Supporting Actor, I wouldn't have mind.
like There Will Be Blood, Assassination, and No Country came out the same year. 2007 was a great year for movies. Though, yeah. Oh, sorry. What?
Oh, don't forget Zodiac.
What'd you say?
Don't forget Zodiac.
Oh, yeah, Zodiac. That was a good movie. Very good.
Great movie. Yeah, Zodiac's probably my favorite from that year. Yeah, 2007 had some great movies. Although, I will say, I remember the movie Juno being really popular, but I don't think it's aged well.
Yeah, considering
I've
the
seen
main
that movie
actress is a
once.
guy now.
Well, I mean, just like that, I mean, people don't talk like this, and if they did, we wouldn't want to hear them.
Though, I mean, they used Nick Cave and Warren Ellis. I love their music. Or I love their scores that they do. The Proposition, Assassination. Great films. And great scores from those guys. And they use it for Blonde. And Blonde was just meh, you know?
I mean, Blonde definitely wasn't. I mean, it definitely was a missed opportunity. Like, I don't mind being unconventional, but it definitely got way too like artsy fartsy for its own good.
Yeah, it got up its own ass.
Just pissing on Marilyn Monroe's grave. That's exactly what it did.
Oh my lord. Apparently, like, her parents or something got pissed. Oh yeah, they also did The Road, which is a great film. Underrated as fuck movie.
I need to see that.
Yeah. But yeah, Nick Cave and Warren Ellis are fantastic.
Right, they definitely are.
At least when they're together and making, like, you know, films. Or not, making, you know, film scores. They're fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, they are absolutely fantastic.
Though, to be honest, The Proposition is probably the most underrated Western of all time. I'm just putting that out there. Or at least the most underrated modern Western. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. I need to see The Proposition.
I do too.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's one of those movies I stumble. Have you ever had those where the movie just kind of stumbles? You kind of just stumble on, you watch it, and it's just fantastic?
You're like, oh, Proposition, I'll check it out. Then you watch it, you're like, oh my god, this is amazing.
I know. Have you ever had that before, like with just a movie?
Oh yeah, I'm sure I had like a. Well, I've had movies where like I didn't even hear about this movie until somebody told me about it, and then I ended up watching it.
Same thing happened with You Were Never Really Here, which is another just fantastic movie. I actually like it more than We Need to Talk About Kevin, which is from the same director.
Dude, we need to talk about Kevin Has Aged really interestingly.
Interesting.
No, because Ezra Miller.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Ezra Miller was not acting for that.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Oh.
You know, what really annoys me is that I feel like more people on the internet are more upset over this asshole being quote unquote misgendered than his actual crimes against humanity.
Crimes against humanity. Make it sound like he nuked, made it sound like he nuked somebody.
Well, you know what I mean.
I'd call him a fucking nuisance if he called me something. He needs, like, some psychological help, though. That's for sure.
No, I mean, dude, he's been credibly accused of, like, running sex cults. Like, he thinks he's the Messiah. Like, he's basically a woke Charles Manson. Pretty much.
I like that.
Yeah. Oh my god, like, dude, is anybody gonna, like, how much money is the Flash movie going to make?
Probably not much.
Oh, what? I have no idea about that.
Yeah, no, I was arguing with Carlton the other day about it. I don't know.
Wait, what were you arguing with him about?
He's all like, I think that the Flash, he's like, I think the Flash is gonna make more movie than the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and other movies combined. I'm like, what? No.
Okay, Carlton. I get that you don't like James Gunn, but come on.
I mean, yeah, you like you hate James Gunn more than Ezra Miller?
He says he prefers he says he prefers the original Suicide Squad over the James Gunn one.
That's just ridiculous. Yeah,
I know, I'm just like, oh god, no.
Dude, that movie tried way too hard to be cool.
What did?
2016 Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
That was the biggest problem I had.
Yeah. Like, after, like, seeing that, I'm like, yeah, I know Brit doesn't care, but I really want to see the Ayer cut because I'm like, I know there's a good movie, but studio interference, and after the criticism of BVS, they're like, you know what, let's just try to make it as fun and poppy as possible. And then, bam, we got a good movie. No, we got a messy movie. Inconsistent.
Well, they saw Deadpool succeed and BVS fail.
Yep, and they're like, let's make it like how Deadpool was. Not as dark. Let's make it poppy and fun.
Yeah, and like there was actually a score that they threw in. They threw in the most on-the-nose pop songs you can think of.
Oh, God, it made my head hurt. For every single pop song that just popped up every 2 seconds, I'm like, oh, my God, this is so obvious that you guys are just trying to make it more fun.
Oh, though Heathen is actually a pretty good song, and I am wearing my 21 Pilots shirt that I got from their concert a few years ago.
Oh, yeah, it's one of those things that the soundtrack is better than the movie.
So, that 21 Pilots song, it played in the credits, so it's not even, like, really helping the movie itself. Like, the song, it's not even elevating the quality of the movie while watching it. It just plays in the end credits.
No, it's just one of those soundtracks that I just like listening to. It's one of those things where the soundtrack is better than the actual movie.
Well, no, I would actually argue that proves that just because the soundtrack is full of good songs doesn't mean it's a good soundtrack.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I feel like a good movie soundtrack should introduce great songs that people haven't heard of before.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a good soundtrack should be.
I agree.
I actually liked it at first and Phantom Menaced it a little, and now I'm just kind of like, this movie's just a train wreck.
Yeah, but the thing is, would the David Ayer cut have a better villain?
I don't know.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean, you got Enchantress, who was awful. Like, who do you think would be worse, Enchantress or Jared Leto's Joker?
I say Enchantress, she didn't make no sense. I feel like the Joker would make more sense if they made him the villain of the movie.
Yeah,
much more sense than Enchantress.
I know. Why would you not have the Joker be the villain of your movie?
Yeah, it would have made more sense, especially since the trailers and marketing made it seem like it was going to be the Joker versus Suicide Squad. But nope, it was Enchantress.
Terrible villain.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's not a good movie all around.
Oh my god. Like, what do you think is the worst DCEU movie?
Justice League.
Honestly, it might be Wonder Woman 1984.
That's a close third. I hate 84. Sorry, Carlton.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, maybe it's not as bad as the others in the sense that the filmmakers made the movie they wanted to make, but there's so much in 84 that's just inexcusable.
Yeah, and so many things that just don't make absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Like the fact that Diana raped somebody in the movie.
I mean, the big suck is that the first one was actually pretty good.
Oh yeah, but I even posted a comment on Film Buff says, honestly, after Wonder Woman 1984, I wouldn't be surprised if the first movie was ghost directed by Zack Snyder or somebody like that.
I would say that BVS, but that's just the one I personally hate the most. So that wouldn't really be fair. So I'll say Suicide Squad, because that film is just a complete mess from beginning to end. In terms of just quality.
Yeah, it's so obnoxious, too.
Like, James Gunn at least got, like, that kind of Dirty Dozen, kind of war movie feel that you would think would come from the Suicide Squad, but,
Yeah, and it baffles me that Carlton prefers the original over James Gunn's.
He's never liked Gunn, and I'm all like, bro, dude, first Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 are classics. Like, what are you going on about,
dude,
sir?
Honestly, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is the MCU's most underrated movie.
I agree. I saw it last time, I really enjoyed it, and I still do.
They liked it.
I mean, I still prefer the first one, which is still one of my favorite superhero movies of all time, but I think Volume 2 doesn't get the love that it deserves.
Oh, yeah. It had more emotional stakes.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Yondu's death, man, if you don't, shed a tear from after Yondu's death, then you have no soul.
Though,
that was probably the saddest MCU death up to that point.
Up to that point. It's the point where I was like, damn, I'm feeling something.
well, I don't have much else to talk about. I do have my pick for next week, and it is a bit of a twist, Jacob, so follow me a little bit. So,
what's it going to be?
So I'm going to pick two things, but they're not like full-length movies. They're specials, okay? So I want
holiday special.
Yeah, we're talking about a holiday special. We're talking about the Grinch. We're going to be talking about the Grinch, the Chuck Jones version, and we're going to talk about A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yay! All right, I'm down for that.
All right. It's like that was.
Thanks for having me. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. This is probably our most tangent-y episode, so I like these.
I know we ripped off so much, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
But yeah, thanks guys for having on. Jacob, Jacob, you can do the outro if you want to.
All right. This has been yet another episode of Brit and Jacob Go to Movies, and to our guest Raymond, thanks for coming on, man.
No problems.
Definitely bringing you on again for Fallen Kingdom, so we can both bash on it.
Get you for Back to the Future as well.
Oh yeah,
I'm not going to rewatch Fallen Kingdom though, because the memory is painful enough.
Yeah, I don't plan on rewatching it when we get to that. And of course, Fight Club, so me and you can destroy Britain on that.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right.
But anyways, I have been Jacob.
And I've been Britton.
And I'm Raymond.
And we do it. Oh, this Britain.
And we do it for the love of the movies.
Yes, we do.
All right. Take care.
Movies. All right. Peace.